This is the Dr. Pepper Coca-Cola Friday Night Rivals.
Meeting number 61 all-time between two longtime Mobile rivals. Theodore coming off their win last week against Davidson at 1-0, taking on the Baker Hornets, who were shut out by the top-ranked Williamson Lions in 4A last week, and they look to rebound in this matchup here tonight down in Theodore. Good evening. I'm Jim Cox, my partner Dan Brennan, and I think we're really going to see a Baker team that really wants to try to put on tape a lot of things they didn't last week is kind of my first thought on this game, Dan.
Yeah, we talked with Eric Scott, their head coach. The team was disappointed, despondent, you could say, with the performance against Williamson, but he did have their attention this week. He's like, okay, coach knows best.
All right, this Theodore team, we know what they like to do, what they've liked to do, what they've been doing here, like in the 60 previous matchups with Baker. They want to run the football. I don't think that's going to change under new head coach Eric Larson tonight.
And why would it? Kendrick Abel Jr. ran for over 1,500 yards and 17 touchdowns a year ago. He was just a junior, so this is his senior campaign. He is steady. He's quicker than he was a year ago, and he's got just a brutish sort of a running back that's going to pound you every time he has the ball.
Yeah, I think Eric Scott, when he was talking to his team, he said, this is not a guy you're going to arm tackle. Not one guy is going to bring him down. We got to gang tackle. We got to hit him low, and usually when that happens, it starts with linebacker play.
It does. So Alex Hawthorne is a really good linebacker. He was inside last year. He's back on the outside this year. He can play either place. I don't want to say, Alex, it's your job to tackle Kendrick Abel Jr. because, like you said, it's going to take Alex and his friends to get that guy to the ground. Yeah,
and he played really well. He was one of the bright spots on that defense last week for Baker, and he's going to need to be here tonight. So should be a really good matchup. That's why it's our Friday Night Rivals game of the week here tonight in Theodore. When we come back, we're going to meet Ella Snap, our sideline reporter here. She's with us tonight, and we're going to have her and the rest of tonight's broadcast coming up right after this as we get ready for week number 1 of Friday Night Rivals. It's Theodore hosting Baker here on NBC 15. And ready for our coin toss here, brought to you by the Mobile County Sheriff's Department. Alan Duhan, our referee, and I get everyone lined up. Looks like Baker has won the toss. And you wonder, Dan, will they want the ball? Are they going to put the defense out there first? Well,
almost everybody kicks it off when they win it. Deferred. Looks like this time they've decided to take the ball.
Yep, they said we're gonna take it. So we'll see that Baker offense on the field first, and it's our pleasure to welcome in third member of our crew down on the sidelines. It is wonderful to have her here with us. Welcome, Ella Snap. Hey, Ella, good evening.
Hey, thank you guys so much. I'm so excited to be here. I have talked with both of the coaches already this week just about what they want to see out of these teams. Obviously, we have Theodore. They are confident coming off of that first game, but he wanted to make sure, Coach Larson wanted to make sure that this team is keeping their head grounded going into this game. And then on the other side, obviously coming off of a devastating loss, Baker, Coach Scott was telling me he has really ripped into these kids this week. He is telling them to put their head down, make sure they are doing good on offense, defense. He really, really wants to see this ball moving, just wants to see them getting those first downs. So hopefully it'll be a really great game tonight, and I am excited to be down here and do this broadcast with y'all.
Yeah, not as excited as we are to have you on the sideline, Ella. Going to be so great to have her here all season. Of course, you're used to seeing her on NBC 15 News, one of the reporters at NBC, and she's going to be on the sideline with us all season long.
Two teams on the field and a team bringing this broadcast to you, and we're just excited to have Ella as our newest teammate.
Saw Eric Scott here in his second season at Baker. He's 9-4 after the 9-3 win last year, and had a great historic year. They won the region for the first time since 1989, and went to the second round of the playoffs. And
he had some good years at Viger too.
Yep, he's done a great job since he's come back over on this side of the bay and at Baker, and continue to roll on there. We're ready to get this one underway. Brian Rivas to kick off here at Theodore. It's like the lights haven't totally come on here. It's a little dark out on the field. Looks great on our feed here on NBC 15. I think the officials, not sure what they're waiting on Rivas to kick off. Mason Collins Scott and Jermaine Pryor back deep. They had the ball at the, I think they had the ball on the 40. Should be back on the 35. Some home field advantage, trying to kick it off from the 40. Nobody had noticed. Rivas sends this one back to the 15, up the near side with a lot of speed. Here comes Pryor across midfield, across the 40, inside the 30. Special teams were a problem last week for Baker, but they're a highlight to open things up in the first play here tonight in Theodore.
Yeah, we were told a lot about Pryor before the game. Watch him just be patient, and then when he hits the speed, he's got some speed. Around the corner down to about the 10-yard line. Baker in great shape to start things here. They're inside the 10, or right at it.
Took it all the way up
15
to the 15-yard line. .66 yards on the return. Baker, Tate Graham, returning quarterback. Last year threw for over 2,800 yards. Gavin Wood is going to need to count on him a lot in the backfield as well. McCants, Rogers, and you saw Pryor on the outside, and the give to Wood. And Wood on the left side. He'll get it down to about the 9.
Well, that's something they simply could not do a week ago against Williamson, and they get some great blocks on the left side of this offensive line and plow open a hole, and good gain on first down.
Theodore defense, yep. Burks and Powell returning starters. Patterson and McDonald in the middle. Moore, Sotillo, and Coleman. Coleman had 15 tackles last weekend. Bush in the secondary. Jackson, a youngster back there. Dos, Beulah, and Lucius. And now scrambling is Graham, and Graham at 6'5", gets to the 1, but a flag back at the 11 where he scrambled out of the pocket. That might be a holding call. Graham did some scrambling last week against Williamson. He's much more of a pocket passer than a scrambler. And this one coming back.
This really kills you. I mean, you run the ball.
Could be first and goal at the 1.
Yeah, and also just the fact that they called a pass there. And offensive lineman got a little handsy. He probably would not have gotten any kind of a holding penalty on a running play. So they take a shot, and there's the hold. Well, I'm not sure where the hold is, but
yeah, he's well outside the, away from Graham. So he's going to back him up to the 21. I'll make a 2nd and 15. Graham had 27 touchdowns last year.
They throw a lot of short stuff.
Now he's looking for the corner, hangs it up, and that one is intercepted in the end zone. Picked off there. Tylen Dos-Beulah comes up with a pick, so an INT in the end zone, single coverage. And the junior had great coverage and stepped right in front of that one and picks it off, and Baker turns it over.
He's known as the rover in this defense. I mean, basically one of the safeties. He was one-on-one and had to make that play and did.
That's one I think Graham would like to have back.
Oh, sure.
Not a lot of pressure. Yeah, just underthrew.
Yeah.
That's just what you can't do on that pass there, as he was trying to get it to Tyreek Brown. And
well, it's going to be a big disappointment for Baker and Coach Scott and the boys on the far sideline.
But I think back to that holding call.
Oh, yeah.
First and goal at the one.
Calling the pass at all.
Yep. And now instead of coming to Abel, they come off to James Bam Davis, and Davis is going to pick up 10, and that's going to be a first down. He had 2 catches for 70 yards last week.
There's a few guys on this team receiving-wise. Bam Davis, DeMarcus Beckham might be their best overall receiver. He'll be in the slot a lot, number 2. And then Brandon Mays, a big, physical wideout. He'll be on the wide side.
Jaden Strait, the junior quarterback, and Abel gets his first touch, and he rides that ahead for about a yard. You see there, he's hitting the backfield, but he's still able to drag that defender ahead to pick up 1.
Low center of gravity, Jimmy. He's about 210 pounds at maybe 5'9", 5'10".
He's in the backfield. Strait, the starter. Pate is the kind of the H-back. May and Davis on the outside. Wiggin, the tight end, caught a couple last year. Gibson, a returning starter. Washington, Morgan, White, and Kynes up front for this Theodore team on 2nd and 8. And Abel slips a tackle, and he's up to 35, and 3rd and about 5 going to come up here for the Bobcats.
All of his runs look about the same, don't they? He runs with great energy and power.
Defense for the Hornets: Moore, Cunningham, and Thomas. Hawthorne, the linebacker. Robert Smith and Roscoe. Bettis, Champion, Brown, and Mason Scott in the secondary for this Baker Hornet defense here on 3rd and 5. Strait will roll out to his left, flips it out. He's able to get that one complete, a juggling catch, and they got it for the first down. Second catch of the night for Bam Davis, and the junior has the first down up to the 48-yard line. They pick up 14.
Yeah, the good hands by the Bam. Watch this. The throw just on the outside, makes the catch, slides out of bounds, first down.
Had Bam going up against Alex Hawthorne there. It's a matchup. You get that speedy receiver going against a linebacker. Could be tough, but a nice touch on the pass from Strait, who was 9 for 14 for 175 yards last week.
He's first-year starter, but they feel like he's coming a long way through the spring and the early fall camp.
From the 48, and now I don't think they got that play off. Back him up 5 yards. Alan Duhan. It's always, when Alan calls the game, he's always got good control of the flow of the game. Most nights, it seems like.
Yes. That's something that's underreported about a young quarterback. First start at home, butterflies, and just the operation of the game, getting everybody set, keeping an eye on that play clock, which sometimes you can take your eyes away from it, and that's what happened there.
Hornets look like they're going to show some pressure, and I think they might have been offside. Yeah, I think they were coming on the edge and looked like they were bringing it, and so Mason Collins may have been. Well, that's a tough one. You're on the outside edge. You're looking right down the line at the football, and came across a bit early, and
give the 5 right back, so no harm for Theodore.
So we're back at 1st and 10. 2.5 gone by, opening this one up here tonight. Week 1 of the high school football season. Abel up the right side. He's got some room, and he'll get about 49 before he's ridden down on the play by a couple of Hornet linebackers there. But still look up, and he's picked up 5 on first down.
He's one of those running backs that he'll take 2 and 3, and now 4 and 5, and then you look up and he's got 20.
Baker has won the last 3 meetings in a row between these two teams. Prior to that, It was 6 in a row on the victorious side for the Bobcats. Straight again on the left side. Another first down to the 39. Bulls ahead. Kendrick Abel Jr. met Kendrick Abel Sr. before the game. Had a great chat with his father prior to this one.
We did. He was talking about his son always working out. He's got a personal training coach, but not yesterday because he had some homework to do.
Taking all those college classes.
He does it well. 4.5 GPA for Kendrick Abel Jr.
Graduating at the end of December here. Now they fake it to him and flare it out to the far side. Able to get that one off to Davis. His third catch of the night, and they're not going to catch him. 40-yard touchdown. Theodore Bobcats. Davis caught it and turned and outran everyone to the end zone, and the Bobcats strike early.
I don't know if you noticed the pattern, Jim. He was on the inside in the slot, and you can call it a pick play. You can call it what you want. He gets a little help. Then gets his lead on his man-on-man guy, and they did this. Just kind of crossed over with the other flanker.
Another
got him wide open.
ArcelorMittal Calvert touchdown. Apply now at ArcelorMittalCalvertJobs.com. Rivas on for the PAT. So the Bobcats take advantage of the turnover, and this game has shifted 7-0 in favor of Theodore. They get the touchdown, 40 yards. James Bam Davis, 4 receptions on that opening drive, and Jaden Straight puts it in his speedy receiver's hands, and the Bobcats on top, 7-0.
Mace hit a pick.
Friday Night Rivals is sponsored by Dr. Pepper with the Coca-Cola Red Zone, the Mobile County Sheriff's Department. Join Team Sheriff today. And Greer's Markets. Greer's got it. We guarantee it.
Sunsetting here in Theodore. Home team on top by a score of 7-0. What a great start for the Bobcats. But boy, if you're after the tough game you had last week against Williamson and Baker, a tough start to this one. You gotta put that behind you, and you just don't want the wheels to fall off after that, right?
It looked like a great start.
Yeah.
Great kick return, and then they ran the ball down to the 5-yard line. Thereabouts, all things were a go. Suddenly, they decided to go with a pass play inside the 10-yard line, and it turns into a disaster when a holding penalty is called. The interception is next, and now you got Theodore taking the football back and scoring in lightning quick time.
Rivas with a pooch kick to the near side. They go for a fair catch, but it's caught by the Bobcats. They catch it in the air. It had gone 10 yards. So you're going to steal a possession here.
There's a flag on the play, Jim. Hang on.
2 of them. So maybe because he called fair catch.
But did he? I don't know.
They had the coaches in the box next to us. You can tell they've been working on that one all summer.
Good kick by Rivas.
Yeah. Pooched it right up.
Yep.
In the air. And
looks like Theodore's offense is coming out on the field.
Ethan Wheat was there and kind of went with a fair catch. He wasn't expecting that kick in the air to come to him. Alan Duhan having the conversation with the official here. Randy Larson. Boy, how much did we like him in our pregame chat with him? He was here for 4 years, came back to Theodore in 2020. Let's see if.
So played here as an offensive lineman back in the late 90s.
I didn't hear what.
Not sure what the explanation was. Let's see if we see something that looks like a fair catch.
Wasn't much of.
Not much.
Wasn't much of one. And Duke Beckham was the one to go up there to take it away, but it does not result in a Theodore stolen possession.
I don't see Baker got a break on that.
All right, so up to the 41. Eric Scott getting a explanation. Eric Scott was saying they had some special teams miscues last week. Had a fumbled punt and gave up a return, and then they got the big 66-yard return to open the game. Couldn't take advantage, and now Tate Graham and the offense will come out there. We do not have a referee microphone.
Yeah, not functioning well right now, so we'll try to get that taken care of. Could have used more of an explanation, but.
Or a lip reader. That would have helped.
Baker ball.
Up to the 42. Graham 6'5", 220. Gives it off to Wood. And Wood going to be hit. Not much doing there on the left side. Caden McDonald, defensive tackle in there to help.
A little inside
bottle
reverse.
things up.
Yeah, inside reverse for Baker, trying to loosen him up a little bit. It was a week ago. Tate was throwing a lot of short stuff. I think they were really worried about Williamson's rush. He's gone downfield once tonight and got picked off. That's what they do often.
Get it outside here to Pryor, who had the big return. He gets up to the midfield stripe and going to bring up, I think, mark him at the 39, so bring up third and about 3 here. This is a first down Baker could really use to pick up right here, Dan.
No kidding. And you got to get blocks on those quick screens. You got to get a little assistance on the outside.
Graham, a quarterback, he's much more comfortable in the pocket. Give it off to Pryor, trying to use that speed, cuts it back up the middle, and he's going to have the first down.
Yeah, an athlete like that, you can just see the vision he has and the patience. And then when he sees the hole he's looking for, makes the quick move, gets the first down.
Now we start to see a little tempo.
Yep.
Here from Baker, as Pryor just a junior, and they'd really like to see him get super involved in the offense. They come back to him again, and he'll be forced out of bounds after a short game.
I think Eric Scott likes his team, likes his players, likes the level of talent. He's not sure that everybody's all in terms of understanding how they need to play.
Yeah, lost some key guys who could really take over a game for him last year.
And he says he's got some guys on this team that could, if they would play that way and realize it.
So they've got Beckham playing defense over there, and he went in and made that stop. Now they're looking to set up a screen, some pressure coming, and Tate fires it off, and that one's deflected and broken up. Troy Burks was coming on the edge, and he looked like he thought they were going to set up a screen, so he kind of stopped momentarily. And then Graham continued to look to the near side. And then hopefully one of the Theodore coaches is okay. Is that you hate when you see a coach get knocked down at the end of a play. Had a flag come out there as they were trying to get it to Brown. And defensive holding, maybe?
Could be. Could be a first down.
Boy, how great's this field look here? The new field at Theodore. They got a new press box for us. Not just for us, but,
It's for us.
Let the assistant coaches use it when we're not here. But
the place looks great.
Rogers comes in motion and set to the near side, and they'll pitch it back out. And Wood is met in the backfield, and he'll get a couple. I mean, how many years have we seen just swarming Theodore defenses here, Dan Brennan?
Running the football and swarming defenses, and it's really an incredible community. The kids all grow up with the same expectation. You see year after year, kids the dads played here, now they're playing here.
Landon Powell, you just saw him, number 8 there. He's one of the returning starters on defense, made the tackle there after a gain of just 1.
Really good player.
2nd and 9, and throwing him to the far side with pressure, and he just dumps that one out as Preston Moore, who had 2 tackles for losses last week in the win against Davidson. You know, a quarterback who doesn't like to scramble out, you dial up your pressure when you get a chance, and Moore just beat his man to the edge there and forced Graham to get rid of that, and now 3rd and 9.
You know, every time you bring the pressure, though, you're taking some chances. You're giving up a piece on the backside, and Graham will try to exploit that.
Now they empty the backfield. 5 wide for Graham. Steps up in the pocket. Now he is going to scramble. Middle of the field is open, and he drops the shoulder, and he's going to get the first down. So Graham, we saw him do that a little bit in the film we watched against Williamson. Scrambled a lot here and would rather not, but made a good decision and then knew where those sticks were, Dan.
Yeah, that's again, they bring somebody off the edge, leaves the field wide open for him, and he just takes advantage of it.
They're going to mark him
a little short.
Like about a football length short. So
they're going
to measure.
Yeah, they're going to measure now.
So they're going to take a heat timeout, and they'll measure if they need to. 5:47 left in the opening quarter. 7-0, home team on top here on Friday Night Rivals.
Friday Night Rivals is sponsored by Mullinax Ford, proud sponsor of tonight's Scholar Athlete of the Week. McMurphy Orthodontics will make you want to smile. And Roof Doctors. Got a sick roof? Call the doctor. Roof Doctors.
Jim Cox, Dan Brennan, Ellis Snap, and our great Friday Night Rivals crew here in Theodore tonight, week 1. Which somebody might be tuning in and say, wait a minute, we saw your game last week. How was this week 1? It was week 0 and 1 this week.
Get with it.
Yeah, so 4th and about a foot from the shotgun. Tate Graham gives it off to Pryor, dances, and he's up in it. He's going to be stopped short. What a play by the junior, Jermaine Bush. Speed against speed, and Bush came in. And Pryor kind of danced around the backfield a little bit.
Braun got to dance with.
Yeah.
Bush is a really good player, cornerback, and he's played a little safety too. Watch here. He cannot out-juke Bush. He's got good speed, good football awareness, gets the stop. First down, Bobcats.
Wow, so Baker turns it over to the end zone their first possession, then they turn it over on downs at the 24 on their second.
They got a lot of help on the drive. They started near midfield. And we're aided by a penalty or two. And
yeah, but the Tate Graham took off on that scramble on 3rd down, and he as he dove, his knee just hit it a little short. He had 2 defenders, coming right in, and I thought he had the first time. He was super close, and that's a tough break. It's Jaden Strait and the Bobcats back out here now. He's going to have to scramble. Rolls out to his right and launches it. That's going to be incomplete as the Baker Hornets got some pressure that time in on The senior quarterback who's had a great start to the game.
Really has. That's his first incompletion. He was 3 for 3, 64 yards, including that 40-yard touchdown on the quick out. Only score of the night so far.
So 2nd and 10 from the 24. And flags before this one gets going. Alan Duhan will start against the offense. Ooh.
Coach Larson said his team played pretty well against Davidson in the opener.
It improved Davidson team.
Yep.
That's gave up some yards through the air.
Thought he was able to straighten that out.
Yeah, young secondary.
Yeah.
First week you'll have those challenges sometimes, but came away with the victory, 34-20 over Davidson. Abel on 1st and 15, and he is going to be wrapped up in St. Thomas. Senior defensive lineman there, and Lavondre Roscoe also in on the stop.
Got some big defensive linemen, and it's, you know, the fact that there are people, more than one around Abel, that's the way you've got to play this guy. He's that kind of runner. You need more than one to put him on the ground. They've done a good job so far.
So now 3rd and 15, and straight in the Bobcats. Backed up, looking to come to the near side. They go that high route and able to get it off. And this time it's Beckham who has the catch. He's going to be short of the first down. That's his 2nd best catch of the night. The first one was on that kickoff that he jumped in the air and caught. But
yeah, Beckham's quick. He can do a lot of things. They like him in the slot. Quarterback looks good, very accurate. First-year starter for straight, I should say. And
Beckham broke a couple tackles there, but they're going to have to bring the punt team on at 4th and about 5. So we're inside 5 minutes to go here in the opening quarter. Feiger on top of Mary G, 14-3 already in the first quarter. Feiger ranked number 2 in 4A, right behind Williamson. And Rivas with some pressure, got a good end-over-end kick away and takes a nice little hop to the 40. 31-yard punt.
Tate Graham and the offense back on the field. You get some of the Baker crowd across the way.
McMurphy Orthodontics Smile Cam. They want to make you smile. Theodore fans got to be pretty happy in their student body. Lots to smile about thus far. On top 7-0 with 4.5 to go in the opening quarter. And Graham goes out to the far side, breaking a quick tackle is Tim McCants, but he'll get not even back to the line of scrimmage before he's wrapped up again. Hayden Coleman, who had the great game last week, 15 tackles, 11 solos in the win over Davidson last week, and he's one of those returning junior linebackers who started last year as a sophomore.
Yeah, he just looked like he was ready to go from the time we laid eyes on him. That guy's football player on go.
So no gain on first down. Give it off, and Wood will fall ahead to about the 44. We'll bring up a quick 3rd down.
A week ago, Baker had trouble moving it against Williamson, but Williamson is an advertised great.
So there's a lot of other teams that are going to be in that Williamson schedule, right?
But they're also having a tough time tonight against Theodore after an opening drive.
3rd and 6. Graham wants to go over the middle, and he threads the needle and able to get that one complete off to Pryor, and he's going to have the first down across midfield to 49.
They like to use the tight end over the middle too. It's Isaac Rogers, so keep an eye on him. Pryor's the more explosive one.
Good patience there in the pocket there by Graham, and now he'll roll to his left and fires that one off and almost undercut, but able to come up with the catch is Brown, and Brown's going to have the first down up to the 33-yard line. He's going to pick up 16. And boy, good thing he rifled that one in, because that one was almost undercut there at the end of the route there.
Yep.
Trying to dive in on that one was Lucius. And if there's a flag at the end of the play, it looks like this is going back. Boy, Baker has hurt themselves here tonight.
Mm-hmm.
It's an odd place for a defensive penalty. This is just a sideline warning over there, maybe?
Or don't have the use of the mic.
I think he might have got it back working at the end of the last call.
Okay. Hopefully.
Nope. So, block in the back.
You look at use of the hands or blocking the back or something.
So it'll be first and 10, but they'll move it back to the 44 now for the Hornets. Pryor in motion and rolling out. Graham has some room, and now he cuts it back the middle and wisely slides that time. At about the 36.
There's the better technique. You know, he's a really good baseball player, too.
Yep.
He's I believe he's a first baseman on a very good Baker baseball team. He's got more speed, you know. I mean, he's not in cement shoes back there.
Powell was closing in and sends this one to the far side, and 2nd and 2, and they go incomplete, and now 3rd down. 2:45 to go. They miss that kind of power and speed back combination they had with Speedy Wheeler last year. It was really a guy who could help out a young quarterback and really kind of control the flow of the game.
Speedy Wheeler was a lot of fun to watch, and they had a few players like that on that team.
They bring Rogers in from tight end to block at fullback and give right up the middle, and going to bang ahead and going to have the first down. Powell there to finish things off, but going to be good for a first down here for the Hornets as we approach 2.5 to go in the opening quarter.
I guess it's been a couple of years since we've done a Theodore game. We maybe did some last year. I'm not quite sure, but I remember Powell.
Yeah, I don't think we did them. I think we did Theodore in Gulf Shores last year, down in Gulf Shores. I remember that.
All right.
But a first down here for the Hornets. Rogers, the tight end in motion, and now comes set. Give out of the backfield and trying to bang ahead, and not much room there again. DJ Jackson, the sophomore, in on the tackle as they tried to get that one.
Theodore's got a lot of people up near the line of scrimmage.
That was Skyland Wilson, a sophomore, in on the carry there. Gain 4. Play action, and now looking for a shot up top, wide open. Pryor, and he sent it just over his outstretched arms.
That's kind of what I was alluding to, Jim. That every Bobcat was within 9 yards of the football there. So they try to take a shot. Not only is he open, the defender slips. Now he's wide open, and the ball's simply not there.
So they take a shot on 2nd down, and Pryor got a little turned around himself in the end zone on that one. And so this is 3rd and 6 here from the 29.
Look for something quick here, Jim.
And
timeout.
Yep, Eric Scott going to have to take timeout. Play clock was down to 1. But better to take that timeout here in the first half and not let the clock expire on the play clock there. And
well, the big quarterback's getting an earful right now. He's a senior quarterback. He's got to be aware of that.
I think he was talking to his receiver as well. I think he was a little maybe upset at the receiver at the end of that route as he got a little turned around in the end zone. He was wide open. But now 3rd and 6.
Closed captioning for tonight's game is exclusively sponsored by SA Recycling. Cleaner communities, stronger future.
Minute 33 to go here in the opening quarter. Jim Cox, Dan Brennan, Ellis Snap on the sidelines. 6A versus 5A matchup here. And again, if you just kind of casually follow high school football, it used to be 7A, 6A. Now everybody's jumped down one with the private schools getting their own classification. So 6A now the biggest classification in the state, as it used to be before they added 7A. And 6 out of the 8 teams in 6A Region 1 will make the playoffs. It's usually just 4 teams, but it'll be 6 that make it out of Region 1. Screen pass over the middle, able to get it off to the tight end, Isaac Rogers, and it was read well there by the Bobcat defense, and that's going to bring up 4th down.
Boy, good awareness by the Bobcats. Basically, it was pretty much one-on-one right there. That was Preston Moore, the outside linebacker, who did not fall asleep on Rogers. Like I say, they like to drag him over the middle.
4th and 2. Now coming up, Baker threw an interception in the end zone in their first drive, turned it over on downs in about this same spot on their second drive. This is their 3rd trip inside the 30. 4th down motion. Graham going to keep it. He's hit and pushes forward. He's going to have the 1st down. A little read option there, and Graham decides to keep it and made the right choice, and he's got the 1st down.
Made the right choice. Good block on the on the defensive guard. They get the 1st down. They really haven't been able to, momentum-wise, get this offense humming. But it's the 3rd time that they're deep in Theodore territory, regardless.
So they bring Wood back in the backfield, and he'll go off the left side for a few. Theodore defense could be a little stingy to run against, it looks like.
Yeah, they've given Baker very little on the ground tonight. Some of the scrambles you've seen by Tate Graham have accounted for most of the yards on the ground.
Baker in the Coca-Cola red zone here on 2nd and 6 from the 18. Pitch on the outside, able to get that one off to Wood, and Wood drops his shoulder, and he's going to roll it inside the 10. It'll be 1st and goal when we come back to open things up in the 2nd quarter. Best run of the night so far for Gavin Wood. Nice little pitch there, but this is a 40-yard touchdown strike that got this one underway and got Theodore on the board, and that's where we're at through 1, 7-0. Theodore on top. We'll come back for the 2nd quarter. It's Friday Night Rivals tonight on NBC 15 here down in Theodore.
All right, so hopefully, Baker, we will see if they get a score within these next couple of minutes. This could really define the rest of the game because I was talking to Coach Smith. He said they need to get this ball moving, and in getting that ball moving, they need to score. So hopefully within the second quarter, they can tie up this game and get themselves on the scoreboard so we can set up the rest of this game. I think it'll be a good match, guys.
Thank you, Ella. And first and goal from the 3 to open things up here in the second quarter. And it's been a bit of a grinding drive here for this Baker Hornet offense, and I think they're just fine with that. They had a chance on a big strike in the end zone that weren't able to complete that one, so they're okay to keep it on the ground, and it eventually results in this tying score here from the 3. Wood in the backfield. They'll give it to him on the left side. Good blocking, and he waltzes into the end zone for the Hornet touchdown.
That's as well blocked a play as they've had all night, aside from maybe Wood's first run off the edge for about 6 yards. Wood looks like a different back now. He's starting to get it going a little bit, and this offensive line is the reason why. And we're familiar with that a little bit, aren't we?
So Griffin and Robinson, Devlin Griffin, the sophomore left tackle, Dominique Robinson, the senior left guard. They go right behind him, and in goes Gavin Wood. And Bennett Morgan looks to tie it for the Hornets. And he does just that. And boy, Baker's just got to have a sigh of relief. They're like, okay, we're back tied. We're good now, right?
Yep.
Got to have that feeling.
I think so. And they haven't really been able to, a lot of momentum on offense, but they've been able to just kind of tie some things together enough, and then they got good running inside the red zone by Wood. Now you've got experience with this. In fact, it ruined one of our
shirts. UTV 44 shirts.
Yeah.
And shirts was a plural is a rough. We don't have a lot of them in the wardrobe here. But the Smile Cam brought to you by McMurphy Orthodontics. But no, so we were doing a game at Baker, and all the students had painted themselves white, and there was a toga party or what, but they were all painted white. And I tried to get back to the crowd, and I just got smudged up, and it stained. It never came out.
Yeah.
I had to get a replacement wardrobe that was 7 years ago, and I think it's the shirt I have on tonight. So big answer there by the Hornets to get this one even. Baker, of course, always one of the great student body sections in all the games we do.
Yeah, once Baker's become a good football team again 10, 15 years ago, and they started turning it around, the entire West Mobile got into it.
Yep. Always been a great athletic, great in baseball and other things.
Basketball.
Out there in West Mobile, a huge, huge school. And was it Jack French, the first one that got it turned around from there? Jack French at Baldwin County and Faith Academy.
Eventually Faith Academy, right.
And went back to Mississippi and I think won some more.
Well, that's all Jack French did, was win football games.
That and chit chat. He would talk your ear off. What a good guy Jack French was. First met him, we did one of their Baldwin County games back in I think it was the early 80s, Dan Brennan, you and I. Back inside
You joke, but you might be right.
Inside the 10, this is Beckham, and Beckham rolls it up to the 30-yard line.
He's dangerous.
Yep, DeMarcus Duke Beckham. Duke and Bam, two wide receiver nicknames on this team.
Love it. Both little slot guys.
So to the 29, Theodore's offense comes back out here, scored on that opening drive. And now we'll see James Strait, the senior.
He's been in control tonight, Jim. He's done a nice job.
As that 40-yard touchdown pass was 4 for 4 to start the game. Abel, nothing there up the middle. Devile Cunningham, 5'11", 290. Able to bottle that one up.
Abel won't get frustrated. He's one of the most celebrated backs in this part of the state, but to this point, Baker really has their number.
I think he's one of those backs too. You hear about it, they talk about it in the NFL or college football and say it's like he needs to get that lather going, like feed it to him so he gets that good sweat going and really has the feel, and then suddenly he feels like he's running downhill all night. Back to him again and to the outside, and not much room there before he's pulled down by T.J. Roberts, the senior linebacker, one of the returning starters on this Hornet defense that was so good last year. Might be a little undersized this year, but they definitely are. They've got speed on that side of the ball again.
Yeah, and those linebackers are really good because they were, like you said, they were starters a year ago with Hawthorne and Roberts.
3rd and 10. Rolling out straight, sets his feet, now wants to scramble back to his right. Pressure coming, continues to roll, and he's going to try to turn it up. He's going to take a big hit and get it knocked out of bounds at about the 23-yard line. Big pop as he tried to turn the corner there, and Champion Campbell, the senior strong safety, came over and put the big lick on.
Have we seen a hit like that this year?
Shoulder to shoulder, textbook hit right at the sideline. And Campbell forces the 3 and out, returning starter on this Baker Hornet defense.
Yeah, you could just see the speed. He was never going to quite get to the corner. And that flash that we saw on the move was a young man whose name is Champion. That tells you a lot right there.
Yeah.
He plays up to it.
Jackson Williams was running with him, number 23, but he didn't have the angle. And then Champion had him there. And now they're trying to get... Boy, Theodore's confused on the punt team. They got it off. Looked like the play clock was at 0, and that was nearly blocked. That was dangerous. And now that one comes up and almost bounces up and touches one of the Baker players. Wow, he picked it up. No, the whistle has not been blown. Okay, that was chaos from the get-go.
Yeah, there's chaos in the Theodore coach's box next to us because they're all watching it saying, grab the ball.
Yeah, it looked like it was going to.
Did it brush up against a Baker player?
I don't think it actually hit up against Jaden Adams, who was there. Let's watch. Just went right in front of him, and then he just picked it up, but the whistle had not blown, and suddenly Adams decided to take off.
Yeah, I mean, you pick up the ball and you're still standing. I mean, you can run with that ball.
But Theodore had a hard time getting that punt off. They had to get everybody in line. The play clock looked like it had hit 0.
I think it's something to watch as this game goes along.
Yeah, but great field position out at the 47. Tate Graham rolls out, and he's just going to fire that one into the Theodore bench.
Everybody covered downfield. This Theodore team can run.
Yep.
And they've got guys that are quite comfortable in the backfield. If they had problems last week against Davidson, they've cleaned a lot of that up already.
Randy Larson, head coach, played here at Theodore, started his coaching career at Theodore, and bounced around and then came back here, now coaching his first home game as a head coach here tonight. Came back in 2020.
Defensive coordinator for Steve Mask.
Out of the backfield, able to get it off to Pryor, and he is up, and the ball came out. They're going to say he's down, but great read there. Again, it's Beckham.
Yeah, Beckham playing both sides of the ball, playing very well, too.
A little swing pass out of the backfield. Look at Randy Larson. We were talking, said, hey, all right, had your first game as a head coach last week. Is a little easier this week? And he's like, no, man, last week was easy. We were on the road. He's like, today, it's like, I got to call the booster club. I got to call this. Do we have this sign out? Is the tickets working okay? He's like, I had so many things I had to check off my list today.
Yeah, he was a little bit stressed pre-game, this being his first home game. But what a dream come true for Randy Larson.
Steve Mask was a big proponent of his while he was his defensive coordinator here, and always spoke super highly of him as one of the up-and-coming coaches here in Mobile County. And we'll get a timeout here with 9:22 to go. Baker takes that timeout with 3rd and 13 coming up, so we'll take a break with him here. Friday Night Rivals down here in Theodore for the matchup between the Bobcats and the Hornets. We're all leaving at 7 early on in quarter 2.
Friday Night Rivals is sponsored by ArcelorMittal Calvert. Apply now at ArcelorMittalCalvertJobs.com. SA Recycling, cleaner communities, stronger future. And A&G's Roadkill Cafe in Alberta.
7-7 here tonight in Theodore. Jim Cox, Dan Brennan. How about this score? Gulf Shores 27-0 over St. Paul's in the second quarter.
Ooh.
Carver Montgomery leads Daphne 7-0 in the second quarter. Daphne lost last week late in that rally by Spanish Fort. Viger up 27-3 over Mary G.
Yeah. Coach Scott, who coached at Viger for a while, had great success there.
Yeah, they sure did. All right, 3rd and 13. Graham scrambles. He's got all kinds of room up the right side. Can he get to the sticks? Turns on the speed, and he'll have the first down to the 31-yard line. Picks up 19 on 3rd and 13.
He has been their running game, except, here very recently.
That's a Roof Doctor's first down for the Baker Hornets.
Yeah, you've got Gavin Wood, a couple of good runs from the running back position, but for the most part tonight, it has been on the scramble. And with Theodore and so much man-to-man, there's nobody with their back turned to keep an eye on the quarterback.
And at 3rd and 13, you're going to get everybody going downfield because the routes are all going to be long.
Right.
Fired that one over toward the sticks and gives us a chance to go back down to Ella on the sidelines. Ella.
I just want to talk about Tate for a second. I was talking to the coach, and Scott called him the team's leader. He said, as he goes, we go. So they are really all following his direction. So they really just need to all tune into what the quarterback is saying and listen to him as that leader as they are trying to drive this ball down the field.
That's Ella Snap on the sideline with us all season long here on Friday Night Rivals. 2nd and 10 after the incompletion. Here in motion by Brown. Graham looking to go up top, wants one-on-one, hangs it up, and he's got the Hornet touchdown to Byron. Pryor with the touchdown.
That's what we were waiting on right there. Boy, does that quarterback Graham just lay it out there nicely, doesn't he, Jim?
33 yards, beautiful touch.
Yeah, great touch. Senior quarterback. He plays so relaxed. He doesn't look like just one of those guys. Looks like he's in the backyard.
Pryor with single coverage over there.
Yeah,
and
safety's over there late.
Yep, got behind Lucius, and that's another ArcelorMittal Calvert touchdown. Apply now at ArcelorMittalCalvertJobs.com.
Had a good game tonight.
14 unanswered. Got a flag. Gonna kick that one again, maybe? Offside, so you move it half. Do you consider Doug going for two now that you're?
I think you would consider it, maybe.
They'll just have Morgan Tate Graham is the holder.
See Jamie Pryor on the sidelines right there after the touchdown, talking to the other number one.
Okay, so now I'm going to say now we got a false start, so we'll just resume regular programming. Have Bennett Morgan kick the PAT here, right? To try
a little bit further back now.
Try to give Baker the 7-point lead, and that one lands just shy of I-10, so plenty good here. And 14-7, Baker on top with 14 unanswered. Ella.
Absolutely. Hey, I mean, I was telling you how Tate is the leader of this team, Tate Graham, but also you got to look at Pryor. I mean, Coach was saying he is looking for Pryor to have a great season, really stepping up, getting those touchdowns, and maybe that won't be the only one we see from him tonight.
Yeah, he's got the speed. He's just a junior, and Coach Scott was saying he's one of those guys that he really would love to see get to a point where he can just take over a game. Be so dominant on the outside.
Yeah, he's got the talent. He's one of those players that Scott just says he's got to grow up a little bit to be a leader and be a guy that they can really depend on. And they depended on him right there.
Yeah, not uncommon for a junior to be in that position week 2 of the season.
Yeah, he may have a great year beginning right now. He's got the speed. He's got the quarterback to get the ball to him.
Blunt leads BC Reigns 7-6. Now Daphne has come back with 14 unanswered of their own, and they lead Carver Montgomery. Faith up 21-7. Jay leads Alberta 42-0. Citronelle 35-6 over Washington County in the second quarter.
Well, they beat Jackson last week, so still playing well.
No score. Andalusia leads Robertsdale 14-7. No score yet on an interesting matchup on Old Shell Road between Mountain Brook and UMS Wright. Both teams needed a game, and this one taken at about the 17 with speed up the far side. Here goes Beckham. Beckham across midfield and up to the 45-yard line. 39 yards on the return.
He's just a Theodore football player, isn't he? Plays great on defense. Look at the quick move right there. Gets the sideline at the edge, and he's got some speed. Stumbles a bit. Coming back to the middle of the field. He looks good. We were told he was good, and looks like he is.
43-yard line for the Bobcats team, as Beckham had a couple of catches last week, and he's been all over the field here tonight, offense, defense, and special teams.
One thing we have not seen is Abel really bust out just yet. The top running back, one of the top running backs in this corner of the state.
Grambling commit. Ooh. In the middle, nowhere to go there. That ball may have come out at the bottom of the pile. Ball did come on. It's going to be a Baker ball.
Wow, you just don't expect that out of Abel. Such a capable running back and a guy that carries it a lot each week.
There's a violent collision right in the middle of the pile here.
It's a big Baker defensive line.
Jackson Williams, the one who falls on it. So now a turnover by the Bobcats, and Baker, after scoring 14 unanswered, momentum has definitely shifted in this game. And back down to Ella.
I mean, you guys are telling me I was down here. I'm behind these coaches, behind these athletes down on the Theodore side. They are fired up. They know they need to be playing better to match this Hornets team, because right now they're making them look bad, and this is the last thing they want, guys.
Straight ahead is Wood, and now Wood's a little slow to get up. Picked up 11, but kind of holding his leg here. Looked like at the bottom of. So yeah, kind of fell awkwardly on the tackle. Oh, it looks like just a. Hopefully, it's just a cramp there from. So maybe officials will do a heat timeout here. Maybe. Yeah, looks like just a cramp. So that's good. So they'll continue to stretch Wood out. He'll have to come out for a play here. They
Closed captioning for tonight's game is exclusively sponsored by SA Recycling. Cleaner communities, stronger future.
Not good to see Wood get off there. Hey, how about this score over from Daphne? Bayside on top of Jackson, 15-6.
There you go. Jackson 0-1.
In the first quarter.
I was at 65 and I-10, making my way this way. A place that's good for average of 7 pile-ups a day, maybe. And that's, I got a little,
I was just,
I may be enhancing a little bit, but, I do news radio in the morning, and there's a lot of backups there.
Yeah.
Anyway,
As the
my
guy who
point
backed
is,
up the tunnel one time all on his own.
well, if you live in this town or in this area, at one point, you're going to be the guy in the tunnel. But there was a sun shower.
All right, we'll take the break, Dan. I'll continue with the traffic updates here on the 7s. 8:10 to go. It is 14-7. Baker has scored 2 touchdowns unanswered, and they've got the ball back here in quarter number 2. As I mentioned before the break, you can see on the screen 14-7. Baker on top of Theodore. Back down the sidelines to our sideline reporter, Ella Snap.
As I was saying, guys, so this offense, it's a fairly new team, but if you look out here, you can just see Graham and his teammates getting more and more comfortable as he is leading this fairly new offense onto this lead, and hopefully they can keep it up the rest of the game if they want to get this win.
Thank you, Ella. So glad to have Ella part of our broadcast crew this year.
Oh, geez. Great fun, great sports fan. Grew up in a pretty good sports market. Raleigh, North Carolina, where they've got the National Hockey League.
Reigning champions, the Hurricanes. Yeah. Stanley Cup champs.
All the college sports and football in the area with NC State and the others.
All right, 1st and 10. Eric Scott feeling much better now than he was early in this one. The pitch, this one on the ground. And whew. So Wood had to come out after those cramps, and Skyland Wilson had a little trouble with that exchange, but he'll stay in there.
Had a little penetration by Theodore, threw that play off a little bit, and guy's first action of the night.
2nd and 8. Graham looking to scramble now. He's being wrapped up. Burke is there, and Burke brings him down, and the sack all the way back to the 43-yard line.
That was a coverage sack because you look downfield, looked like he had one primary guy in particular, Jim, that he wanted to throw it to, and it wasn't there.
Troy Burks with the sack. And this is going to bring up 3rd and about 19.
Quick screen. What do you think?
Pryor on the outside has been a challenge for this Bobcat defense. They fake out of the backfield and now rolling back again. And he's going to be dropped all the way back at the 25-yard line. Landon Powell comes in and makes the sack. And wow, Baker goes backwards. And now they drop a flag at the end of the play over there on the far side as well. So back-to-back sacks on 2nd and 3rd down.
Plus a flag?
Yeah, the official dropped a flag, and they're discussing it. It was well after the play. It's over there on the far side at Alan Duhon. Call intentional grounding? Did he try to get that pass off? Looks like offsetting penalties, maybe?
I hate we don't have the use of the mic
Yeah.
tonight. It's really kind of leaving us.
Yeah, so there's the intentional grounding right there.
Yeah, I thought the ball wasn't near where the sack was, and that's why, because he did get it off, but obviously he was still in the pocket.
But
Intentional grounding.
Yeah, but then there was looks like the whistled one on
Theodore.
Yeah, so it's going to be offsetting. So it's going to be 3rd and 19 again. So they lose the. Oh, so I guess just the incompletion here, but they're going to. Yeah, so it had to be offsetting because
doing it all over again.
It would have been 4th down.
Yep.
Graham looks over the middle of the field and fires that one incomplete. Burks was there as well, and that'll bring on the Baker punt team. Boy, that would have been a dangerous offsetting foul for that Bobcat teams. They thought they were going to get off the field, and now they will bring the punt team on as Morgan will punt for the first time here for the Hornets.
Bobcats get this ball back. They're going to have to try and figure out how to get that ground game going. Coming into this game, we thought that was, I did, more or less the sure thing of what Theodore was going to be able to establish offensively, but not yet.
JT Cox, the snapper, and Morgan gets off a good punt. Beckham at the 21. Nope, that's actually going to be Bam Davis this time back there on the return. And he gets stopped almost immediately. And so the Bobcats get it back. And now they need to get a little something going. You know, you said on the ground game for sure, but just Baker has kind of lost their Theodore had all the momentum early on in the first quarter in this one, and then now Baker has taken it back, and they've done it by their defense shutting down this Bobcat offense.
Kendrick Abel Jr., 8 rushes, I should say, for 15 yards. So that's less than 2 a pop. And that's not usually the production he gives you.
And going to get a heat timeout here after the punt, it feels like.
It's getting a little wonky out here. Pacing of the game.
Looking at a score. Mountain Brook leading UMS 6-0 at the half. A couple of field goals for Mountain Brook. Back down to Ella.
I mean, like you were saying, Abel Jr., I mean, I think that this Baker defense is getting him figured out. I mean, they are triple teaming him every one so that he is not able to get the yards that he normally does. So we'll see if they start either giving the ball to someone else or if they figure out a way to get able to sneak past that Baker defense.
And he's just one of those guys, you just got to keep, you're not going to stop giving the ball to him. You're just going to keep pounding, let him keep pounding it and doing what he does. And then, like you said, suddenly you look up and it's like 2, 3, and then he picks up 24.
Exactly. But you got Caden Moore, 6'2", 275, and DeVale Cunningham, he goes 290. So those are two of your 3 down linemen for the Baker defense. And they're kind of throwing their weight around a little bit tonight. And you don't see Theodore get bottled up on the run that often.
Moore, a returning starter on this defense for the Hornets. Now they get it off to Beckham, and Beckham was falling down, and so it won't be any gain there.
Try to spread him out a little bit and loosen the box just a bit.
Miles Johnson over there on the coverage. Oh, Foley, 21-7 over Spanish Fort in the second quarter.
Really? Wow. They played pretty well against McGill last week.
Yep. Right back to Abel, and Abel met in the backfield again. St. Thomas was there to drive him back, and again, Caden Moore also in there, and Moore, I think, was the first one, and now it's going to bring up 3rd and long again for this Theodore team.
I mean, Moore just was in the backfield before Abel even looked up. There you go. He beats the block and is immediately in Abel's face. Not a thing the running back can do. They wanted to be able to slow him down before he got started. Eric Scott told us that.
He said we can't let him go vertical. We got to keep him going side to side, horizontal, which they did on that play.
They've done it a lot.
3rd and 8. Jaden Straight. Pressure coming again. He's just going to heave this one up, and Did a good job to get rid of that one. Had a receiver. He had Beckham coming over there, but another quick 3 and out for this Bobcat offense. Yeah, Straight just didn't have a chance on that one.
Bobcats had a great first drive, quick drive, 40-yard touchdown pass, but they've only got 4 first downs for the whole first half.
So Rivas punt this one from about his own 10. Pressure coming. They almost got it. Rivas got it off, and great field position at the 47-yard line, a 22-yard punt. And Baker, great position here with just under 5 minutes to go in the second quarter.
It was nearly really great because that's the second time in a row, and I said this first time, keep an eye on this. Theodore really having a hard time protecting their punter. Baker keeps it up. They're going to get one. Watch this pressure on the punter right here. It's almost like, how did they not get it?
Good job to get it away, but a short punt. And Wood back in there, and he's not going to have much room to carry this forward as Hayden Coleman comes in to make a stop, which he does often on Friday nights.
He sure does. He's a really good football player. Their linebackers are solid. Both these teams trying their best to establish some sort of run game, but neither one really having much success at all.
Baker did get the ball to start. Quick fire to the 40-yard line, complete as he gets it off to Tyreek Brown. Going to bring up third and about 3. Baker looking to convert here and keep possession as we hit 4 minutes to go in the second quarter. Pressure coming, Graham over the middle, fires it off. He's able to get that one complete as he goes back to Pryor. And Pryor's got it. He's got a Roof Doctor's first down, and the drive will continue. Theodore brought some heat that time on
They did.
Graham.
Right up the gut. It did not deter him from making that throw.
And Graham was right back at the tempo, and Wood will get it down to about the 24-yard line.
Talked about the heat we've had, Jim, this football season so far. Well, really the entire summer. Beautiful kind of a golden or yellow moon we're under on this late August night.
Traffic, weather reports, astrology. Over the middle, zip pass wide open, touchdown Hornets. Tim McCants, the junior. And now flags at the end of the play.
Yep.
25-yard touchdown pass, wide open.
Yeah, that's where they like to get Rogers, the tight end. That time it's McCants. And then he's hit after he makes the throw from a young guy that we've complimented a good bit. Landon Powell, but that's a late hit on the quarterback.
They're moving. I think this is not. This is coming back. They're walking. Offense is walking back. Oh, ineligible downfield.
It might have been an RPO, Jim. The linemen have got to know what to do in this case. Is there somebody 3 yards downfield? Man, that's a big time penalty.
Wipes out the touchdown.
Wipes it out. I thought the penalty was on
And now
Landon Powell.
So there's going to be a late hit.
Okay, so there is
tacked on
one. I got
after.
it. Yeah, that's the one on number 8, Landon Powell.
Yep, that's the dead ball. So they walk off the first one, and then they add the dead ball penalty on the late hit. Let's watch it. Watch it all here. Oh, let's look at the. Where's the late?
Oh, I'm sorry, Powell. It wasn't a sack of the quarterback.
It was on the running back.
Yeah.
Okay, so we stay 14-7. So first and 10 from the 15. Graham, all kinds of time. Burks with pressure. Now Graham wants to roll out. Nobody in the end zone to throw it to, and he'll just step out of bounds. Good coverage. The back of the end zone kind of helps you get that boundary at the back of the end zone to give you another defender back there.
Yeah, he's got enough speed to not embarrass himself out there for sure.
It didn't make a poor decision by trying to force something. And the Hornets in the Coca-Cola red zone. Give is to Wood, and Wood's going to fall forward, and he's going to have another Roof Doctors first down and first and goal coming up. And Baker has taken this Theodore crowd out of the game here too, Dan Brennan. It's quiet on this sideline.
It is, and he just follows his blocks quite simply. They get the running game going here. Inside reverse. Hand on his blocker's shoulder pads.
This time, Wood going to be wrapped up right about the line of scrimmage. Nowhere to go there on first down.
Just burning this clock too.
Approaching 2 minutes to go here in the first half. Wood left the game with cramps earlier in this quarter, but back in here, and now Randy Larson and the Bobcats take a timeout here with second and goal coming up.
I want to make sure that they're aligned.
See Wood with 53 yards and a touchdown so far here tonight. Back on the sideline to Ella.
Yeah, down here on the Theodore sideline, it is very silent down here unless you are right next to these coaches trying to get these kids get their head in the game. I mean, I'm seeing heads down, they're quiet, they're looking pretty defeated. So I think this next touchdown, if Baker is able to get this touchdown, I think there's going to be a lot more criticism on this end of the sideline and a lot more celebration over there on that side on Baker, which you'll definitely be able to hear from where you guys are.
So second and goal from the 5. Theodore jumped out to a 7-0 lead in this one. 14 unanswered by Baker. They're knocking on the door again. They just had a 25-yard touchdown taken off the board with an eligible man downfield call. And now Theodore's defense has got to come up with a stop here on this drive.
Right, well, why Randy Larson called the timeout and got him over to the sidelines. Make sure they just didn't give him something cheap.
McCants goes in motion. Graham rolling out, flips it back, and throws it out of bounds. Bring up third down. Good coverage again. Secondary's had some good coverage situations here tonight for this Theodore team.
They have. I mean, they haven't played perfect every down, but nobody's going to. There's been a lot of times when Tate simply had to throw it away.
Yeah, they're gonna try to get him for intentional grounding again.
Well, he was well outside the pocket, wasn't he?
Yep, so intentional grounding again. So loss it down, and it's going to push it all the way back to the 25-yard line.
That's
and make
a
it
killer. They're at a field goal range more than likely.
Yep, third and goal.
Wow.
From the 25.
Well, you got to be efficient when you're inside the red zone so things like this don't happen.
We saw it turn it over on the first drive of the game down here.
Yep.
McCants in motion, and now looks like Theodore was coming on the blitz, and it looks like they're going to give him 5 back. So
there have been some instances of
week 2 sloppiness.
Yeah.
So we'll move it up to the 20 and keep it 3rd and goal from the 20.
See if he tries to get something to the end zone here. He's gonna need to get protection though.
Now they put double pass looking here, looking for Pryor. Pryor to the sideline. He's going to be forced out of bounds. Going to bring up 4th and goal from the 28.
Again, all that pressure by the Theodore defense. They've got him in a really bad spot now. I don't know if they've got a kicker to challenge this.
So yeah, they had Rogers. They put him in motion from the tight end to the right side, and then they had Pryor. Came and did a little ring around the rosy around the quarterback right before the snap there, so he'd get behind the line of scrimmage, and Theodore sniffed it out. And they're going to try a 43-yard field goal from the right hash. Here's 1st and goal from the 5.
Yep. They've squandered opportunities a couple of times just like that.
Big leg from Bennett Morgan, and he's got it. Bennett Morgan with a 43-yard field goal. Matches his jersey number, and it's 17 unanswered.
I think he hurt himself in the celebration.
He's looking a little limpy there.
Yeah. Now he's got to go kick it off. This is all leg here. Well done.
Plenty of leg. So 17 unanswered. They salvaged 3 out of that.
Disaster.
That was 1st and goal at the 5, and they go back and intentional grounding, and
we'll see if Morgan's healthy enough to give it a go and kick off.
So Theodore, now they're going to be thinking, hey, can we get a 2-for-1 here? We got it with 1:42 left in the second, and we get it to open things up in the 3rd. Even with just 1 timeout left here, and you still feel Abel's got to get something going here on this drive. Get him a little something to spring one to open it up a bit.
Yeah, I don't know if you go back to the run game with less than 2 minutes to go in the half. You have to be very aware of that clock. Quarterback's cooled off, that's for sure.
Now Morgan ready for the kickoff after the 43-yard field goal. Plenty of leg in this one. He'll chase Beckham back inside the 5. And Beckham out to about the 24-yard line. And now this Theodore defense, which has been stymied since the opening drive, try to get something going here.
They really have. Quarterback straight. See what we have him right now. Not sure that these have been updated, so I'm going to leave those stats alone, but he's not been the same player from the first drive on.
From the 24.
Four wide. And Abel by his side.
Straight into the Bobcats. Up the far side, able to flip that one off, gets that one complete. First time we've seen able to get his hands and break a tackle on this one is Bigham. He had 2 catches in the opening victory last week, and he rumbles that one for 28 to the 48-yard line. A Roof Doctor's first down.
Yeah.
6'3", 185-pound sophomore.
Big guy. We haven't seen the other big guy either, May.
Yeah, he hasn't.
He had number 17. He really hasn't been targeted.
Got a Bobcat down here. And right back down to Ella.
I mean, what we're seeing down here from this Theodore side, it looks like Theodore is getting a little bit of momentum. I mean, they have 1 minute and 21 seconds left to try to get some point on the board. Hopefully send them in, getting nice and fired up during this halftime so that they're able to come back and try to catch up in that second half.
Another set of cramps down there. And that was James Bam Davis. So he'll have to be out on this first play here on this new set of downs, but that was a big one on first down to get it
huge
into Baker territory.
We've got some exciting young players, some players that can be explosive. But again, you'd have to credit Baker. They've been really solid defensively, and it starts with that front line.
Dan mentioned we haven't seen Brandon May, the senior, 6'4" on the outside. And now they'll empty the backfield and put Abel in motion to the near slot. Quick able to get that one off, and Beckham a big hit as soon as he catches that one, and he's wrapped up and brought down on the play. TJ Roberts, senior linebacker, makes the stop. And now we'll go tempo here from the Bobcats with 45 seconds remaining, and this is going to go back 5 as false start. Maximum 42 seconds remaining. Here in the second. The clock runs now down to 30 seconds. Flipped out to the far side and dropped, and that's probably better that Beckham couldn't hold on to that one, because he might have been tackled in bounds, and that would have wasted a bunch more time, as we're down to 26 seconds. So 3rd and 15, we'll call it 14. Davis in motion, slowly across the field. Play clock now at 5. Straight pressure coming. He's going to be hit and dropped all the way back at the 36-yard line. Rushing in on the far side, St. Thomas. And it's going to bring up 4th down. We'll see if Baker would take a timeout. They got 1 left. Theodore's not going to take it to stop the clock.
That's the smallest of the defensive linemen, but he's fast. He's at 200 pounds on the edge, and blindside hit.
Baker was happy just to, now they take their timeout with 1 second left. So that'll force at least a punt.
Well, they've been leaky on their punt block.
But you could just snap it and take a knee.
You could.
And not risk.
Yep.
Not risk anything.
Yeah,
I was kind of surprised they let the clock run all the way down to 1 second. But that, after a promising start to that drive.
Promises were not kept, Jim. You got this Baker team. They got to feel really good about themselves on the road in Theodore.
Yeah, they turn it over, throw it interception in the end zone on the first drive after a 66-yard kickoff return. Then they fall down 7-0. And since then, they've scored 17 in a row and shut down this Theodore rushing game.
They have. They've shut down everything that Theodore's tried to do, basically. And they've done it with a defensive line that's penetrated, linebackers that you can see are mobile and smart.
Now they add a few more seconds. They put 4 seconds on the clock. So that will force Rivas to punt. And Dan talked about that they almost.
Well, they're not in punt formation right now.
So now they are going to substitute. You have to wonder if. Baker did not have a timeout to take. They had too many players in the field. So it's a 5-yard penalty, still 4th and 9.
At one time they had 22. They were exchanging.
So now instead of punting, you just had Jaden Straight just heave it up, right? Just heave up the Hail Mary.
Yeah, I guess. Take a knee, heave it up.
Ooh, low snap, pressure coming. Straight rolls out. He's going to be hit and dropped, and that will bring the first half to the close as St. Thomas has another sack.
Yeah, that's why I didn't think the heave it up was going to work. That pressure continues to mount from Baker, now starting to pile up some of the losses and sacks.
Impressive first half for Baker. 17 unanswered points as Ella Snap hustles down to catch up with Coach Scott before he heads off the field on the far sideline.
Just going into the half, what does that do for the momentum of the game?
Huge. Guys just feeling the emotions, the energy, and playing with a lot of passion right here. Executing pretty good so far. Not great, but I'm definitely pleased with where we're at now.
And how do you keep getting that execution done in the second half?
Just come out and act like it's 0-0 and not get too overwhelmed, and not to get too high. Make sure we come back out here and just stick to the fundamentals, fly around, swarm, and do the things that we do best.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Off there to Wood. First score for Baker, and then Graham with a dime, able to drop that one off to Pryor, and then the 43-yard field goal by Bennett Morgan. 17 unanswered for Baker after they fell down 7-0 to start this one, and they're on top through 2 here on Friday Night Rivals on NBC 15. Halftime here in Theodore. Hornets on top 17-7. Impressive first half for Baker. We'll go back down to the sideline to Ella Snap with our educator spotlight interviews down on the field. Ella.
That's right. First we have this principal of Theodore. Look, Kendrick Abel Jr., he is just, not only is he a dog on the field, but a 4.52 GPA.
Absolutely.
You guys take your student athletes seriously.
Absolutely. You know, Kendrick Abel is one of the finest young men I've ever come across. He's got a big body on the field. He's hard to tackle, but he's also, he takes his academics just as strongly as he does his running back position on the field with a 4-point plus average in the classroom. He's such an amazing young man, a leader within the building.
And just tell me about your academics in general.
Oh, academics right now is flourishing at Theodore High School. We've gone from #1 school in all of Mobile County, now flourishing in our math department and our growth. Also, we're #2 in our ELA right now. Our BOSS program, our academies are flourishing right now with engineering and logistics and marketing. A lot of great things happening at Theodore right now.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you so much, Principal. All right, now we got Bo Smith over here with the Hornets. Tell me how you think this game is going so far.
Hey, it's been a great first half. Our guys came out, played hard. Defense have really stepped up tonight, played well. So we're excited. We're playing a great Theodore team. So it'll be more to come in the second half and be a tough game to pull it out.
And of course, they're representing this this Baker school, excuse me. So tell me just about your school right now.
Yeah, we're excited. We've had a great first 3 weeks of the school. Our students showed up. We challenged them this year to show up and be ready to go from day one. They've done a great job. Our teachers have been working hard. We have a lot to offer at Baker, our AP capstone. We're the only school in Mobile County that offers that, and we had over 500 kids this past year have a 3 or higher on their AP score, which helps get college credit, so we were excited about that.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much. Still in halftime, 17-7 with Baker in the lead. We will see you guys in a few.
All right, thanks, Ella, and we're back with more halftime right after this.
Pepper and Coca-Cola.
Coca-Cola Bottling Company United and Dr. Pepper, again, it is really in our DNA of what we do in the community, is being involved and giving back. We are a part of a lot of things that happen in Mobile and extremely proud of that. You take the Senior Bowl. We're a major sponsor of the Senior Bowl from day one. Minute One's a big part of the community here. You look at the Alabama Deep Sea Fishing Rodeo that's here, just had their 90th year. Well, we were the original sponsor 90 years ago and still there today, along with many other things from the Shrimp Festival that happens down in Gulf Shores. Actually, it was one of our Coke employees that helped partner to bring the Shrimp Festival to Gulf Shores, and to see that grow time and time and year after year after year to what it's become today is just really what we do. And being a part of the community is something that, be honest with you, I really get excited about.
Halftime here at Theodore. Jim Cox, Dan Brennan, Alice Snap down on the sideline. Russ Aaron, our producer, running things for us here tonight. Always great when we get to reconnect with the lovely and talented Russ Aaron. So halftime here.
He was with us from the start.
Back in 2000 in Mobile. Yeah, back 100 years ago, according to my math. 17-7 Baker on top. Some other scores to pass along late in the second quarter. Foley leads Spanish Fort 21-7.
Wow.
Blunt leads BC Rain 13-6. Daphne has come back, and now they lead Carver Montgomery 14-7. 27-3 Viger over Mary G. 27-3 in the third quarter. Gulf Shores over St. Paul's. Faith Academy leads Bay out of Bay St. Louis 21-7. And Washington County trailing 45-13 at the half to Citronelle. Baldwin County leads Fairhope 13-2 in the first quarter. 6-0 Mountain Brook leads UMS at the half. Robert Sale trailing Andalusia 24-7. And those are our halftime score. Oh, one more. Bayside on top of Jackson 15-6. And those our halftime score. Again, here it is 17-7. It is Baker on top of Theodore. And now here at halftime, we can check in and find out about this week's Scholastic athletes.
Mullinex Ford is proud to sponsor Friday Night Rivals and honor the next generation of leaders through the Friday Night Rivals Scholar Athlete Award.
This week's Scholar Athletes are Jennings Drew Powell of Baker High School and Kendrick Abel Jr. of Theodore High School. On the field, Drew Powell is a member of the Baker High School's varsity football team, where in 2025 they were the 7A Region 1 champions. Academically, Drew has a 4.8 GPA and is ranked third in his class. He's an AP Scholar with distinction and is a recipient of the AP Capstone Diploma. Drew plans to attend Auburn University and major in engineering. Back on the field, Kendrick Abel Jr. is a member of Theodore High School's football team. He has many athletic achievements, including the 6A Offense First Team All-State, Coastal Alabama All-Region First Team, and the Bryan Bank Optimist Club and AHSAA Region Player of the Week awards. Back in the classroom, Kendrick has a 4.5 GPA and is enrolled in multiple honors courses. He's a member of the National Honor Society, as well as the National Society for Leadership and Success. Kendrick plans to attend Grambling State University and major in engineering technology. Congratulations, Jennings Drew Powell and Kendrick Abel Jr.
Celebrating excellence in the classroom, on the field, and in your community. Mullinex Ford, proud to support our Scholar Athletes and Friday Night Rivals.
The best Thursday Night Lights and Friday Night Rivals highlights from across the country.
He's got some room out to the 35 to the 40 and runs right into the kicker. The ball pops free. Boy, a major league collision right there, just shy of the 45-yard line.
I am no longer going to be critical of kickers.
Faking the toss, and it's a handoff to Vaughn. Scooting around the 25, Vaughn cutting infield, reversing to the far side. Jacob Vaughn across the 30, 15, 5, all the way. Wow! What design and what a run. 90 yards to pay dirt.
Davis running a slant. They're going to try to hit him, and he caught it.
He got a ball!
And that's going to be a touchdown.
They just continue to execute their offense in this 4-minute situation. Ooh. Oh, wow.
Yeah, he's still on his feet, and he could be gone. Yeah, forget about it. Fuentes having a night in just a half.
All right, here we go. First down. Oh, how about the big run off that left side? And Havili. Oh, Moa Havili rumbling for the touchdown.
That right there was worth waiting around to see.
Halftime here in Theodore. Jim Cox, Dan Brennan up in the booth. Ellis Snap down on the sidelines. And our Friday Night Rivals crew here tonight as we enjoy this 6A versus 5A matchup here on Friday Night Rivals. And Baker, fell behind 7-0 and was looking like, kind of looking like, a lot like they did in the first week.
Yep.
In that first few minutes of this game.
Very unsure of themselves, right? Yep. And then when they were able to come alive, rally with 17 straight points, and they've just completely shut down this vaunted Theodore run game.
Yeah, and Baker, they got it started, and you really kind of felt, boy, what a, they won the toss. They say, all right, we want the ball, which is kind of contrarian to what a lot of coaches do, but they took the opening kickoff and they got the big 66-yard return, and then they just kind of sputtered out. They got a holding penalty in the red zone, and then they turned it over with an interception in the end zone. And I'm sure Coach Scott was over there. Is like, boy, just didn't execute very well last week, and that was not the start he was hoping for.
Yeah, and then conversely, Theodore has the ball for maybe 5 plays tops, including a 40-yard touchdown pass on something that kind of looked a little bit like a rub play or a pick play. And that's the most we've seen Brandon May, the big wide receiver for Theodore. He was involved in that rub action. And suddenly Theodore, the home team, is up. And you're thinking, this looks good for them.
Yeah, take a look at our first half highlights here as this one, so we said, got underway, and it was just wondering how this was gonna go. But great start. And it was Pryor who we talked a lot about in that first half, but the great return down to the 66-yard return. And
really unsound containment right there by Theodore.
Baker's in business, but then had a 1st and goal, and then they had it at the 1. They turn it over. They get a holding call, and they turn it over. And then here's the 40-yard quick out, and that was straight able to get it off to James Bam Davis, and it's 7-0. And Theodore was rolling, and then all of a sudden, here comes Baker. This time it's Tim McCants. And McCants kind of gets things going here. They give it off to Wood, and Wood's got the touchdown, and suddenly it's a 7-7 game. Yep. And Baker's got to be feeling like, okay, now we're going. And then up top, Jermaine Pryor, nice pitch and catch there from Tate Graham. And then to close out the first half, 43-yard field goal. They had 1st and goal at the 5, and they come away with 3 points. You're disappointed, but boy, could have been so much worse.
Yeah. Look at these stats too, and look, if you would, at rushing for Theodore. Unheard of, especially with an all-state candidate like Abel and an all-Gold Coast region first-teamer. They've only got 13 yards rushing in the first half, and that's what they do.
Yeah, and you see the time of possession there, almost 10 minutes for the Baker team, and it was just, they just turned it around. I know they got a little sloppy there at the end, but then they got that, they stopped Theodore again. Theodore had a little something going there with 1.5 minutes to go in the first half. They pick up 24 in their first play, and then Baker just shuts them down after that. So halftime adjustments, we'll have to see how those play out, because it certainly feels like there's been some coaching adjustments that have been going on by both teams here in the first half.
Yeah, I think you're right, and they've identified something. Baker really identified something that they liked, and I think it starts with their linemen up front. They've been dominating, and they've been on the other side of the line of scrimmage all night.
And there's been really not much just right up the middle for Abel to, just between the guards, not much there at all.
Nothing there. And especially when you get it back like that, you're hitting him in the backfield before he gets going. He's not going to get going.
All right, so halftime wrapping up here in Theodore. 17-7, Baker on top. We'll come back, get you ready for the second half here on Friday Night Rivals tonight on NBC 15. 17-7 here at the half. Jim Cox, Dan Brennan.
Yeah,
and
teams are having such a good time at halftime, they decided not to come back.
So it was a 20-minute halftime, and now they're putting 3 minutes more on the clock so everyone can enjoy some Sweet Caroline here.
I mean, they hadn't even, there was no clue that there were teams still in the stadium, and it was 20 minutes through halftime. I mean, where are the people trying to alert them? You got to get back on the field, or where's some sort of a penalty for them being so late? I don't get it.
We'll see if Ella can catch up with Randy Larson.
That won't be your first question.
Theodore crowd whipped into a frenzy singing along with Neil Diamond.
He'll do that to you. If you've ever seen him live.
At the half, as nobody's enjoying the sing along.
It's a sing along if people are singing along. They're not.
This is the only part they usually know the words to, and that's
they're punting on that. The ba ba ba.
Oh, week 2, and we're already at this point of the frustration level of the season. Baker fans riveted by the soundtrack here, Theodore, tonight. Oh,
where in the world is Ella Snap when you really, really need her?
Yep, she is at about the 20 right now, and she's like, "Nope, this one's all on you guys up in the in the booth."
I just don't get this halftime allowing the teams to come out, slowly make their way out and warm up.
Well, they knew they were going to put 3 more minutes on the clock after a full 20-minute break. So that allows us to take a moment and catch our breath here for momentarily, Dan Brennan.
Well, it gives Theodore a moment to try and figure out what happened to their run game, because they just have not blocked well up front at all. And the one, you don't say sure thing, but you assume coming into this game, the one thing Theodore was going to be able to do at least moderately well was run the ball.
All right, let's go down on the field. Ella's got Randy Larson. Ella.
Coach, you had some momentum in that first quarter. I mean, you kind of lost it. Weren't able to use Ables as much, or triple teaming him. I mean, what do you think needs to happen?
We got to get a little more movement up front, offensive line, defensive line wise. Just the battle in the trenches is where we're losing right now, so we got to make sure we get more aggressive, finish and execute right there. We just got a little tired there late in the second quarter. They extended some drives, and quarterback scrambled a few times. We got to make adjustments there, and just having some issues in the secondary. So we made some adjustments at halftime, so hopefully we'll finish it strong in the second half.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Coach.
Randy Larson coaching his first home game here. When we say a home game at Theodore, I mean, it's really a home game. Went to school here, played here, coached here, left and coached at other schools, and now he's here as the head coach. He was the defensive coordinator for 4 years. He was here under Steve Mask, who we got to see.
We did get to see the Hall of Famer, former head coach at St. Paul's as well.
And immediately just comes up and starts talking smack to you and I.
Yeah,
I mean,
he
just
alerted us that Theodore will be in the red tonight. Yeah, thanks, Steve. We know. But he's a lot of fun. And he also played a big role in Randy Larson getting this job.
Yep, he certainly was in his corner for sure when he was his defensive coordinator, and Steve knew that he was going to wind it down and hit retirement. And the over and under on Steve Mask mentions, Dan, pregame was at 2.5, and we have passed that now. We have already passed that. So one of our all-time favorite guys, and a big fan of high school football on TV, winning the state champion, 4 state champions of St. Paul's? Three. And
I don't have him up on my wall. I don't know.
Came here with Jimmy Perry, then became the head coach at St. Paul's.
Yeah, years ago, back around 2010. What a fine gentleman he was.
Yep. Yeah, that's you look back at, again, Dan and I have been doing this for 27 years, and it's not unlike other jobs, careers, or whatever. It really is the people you're fortunate to meet along the way, and we certainly have been just so lucky to work with so many great, not just football coaches, but great men.
Yeah, administrators.
Yep. And so at 9:03, we will start quarter number 3.
Wow, that might be a record
here.
27 years in.
And still with the momentum from the big 43-yard field goal at the end of the first half. Bennett Morgan sends that one into the end zone. And now we'll see what Theodore can get going on offense. And Coach Larson told Ella there, so it all starts up front, both sides of the ball. They got to get some movement going up front.
Yeah, haven't gotten it going so far. Usually a very effective offensive line, rush game. You've got the back to do it and able, but they have not been able to get them loose because there's just too much penetration. And Baker is stopping the All-State player before we ever get started. This place needs a little life. If Neil Diamond took him down.
If they have a delay game penalty coming out of the half, Dan Brennan is going to lose his mind.
I just didn't understand that halftime situation at all.
Straight fakes the handoff, and then that one incomplete. Has Beckham and Straight not in the same language. There's not great energy right now.
No.
From the home team.
And even on this side of the field, representing the home team, you can just feel that there's kind of a haze over this crowd. It's got a lot to do with the Baker defense, to be honest with you.
Straight right back to Abel, and now Abel breaks one on the left side, and look out, he's across the 30. Abel on across the 40, midfield, still on his feet. 80 yards. Kendrick Abel Jr. No flags.
Didn't see it coming, really, did you? And it appeared to be bottled up there. Well, and quickly he burst out the other side, but down the sideline, he was able to, I guess, utilize a block. Something happens right here where it looks like a defender's got a shot at him.
We talked about arm tackles and going up high on him. It's just not an option.
Yeah.
And he runs through you and runs away from you. 80 yards, another ArcelorMittal Calvert touchdown. Apply now at ArcelorMittalCalvertJobs.com.
Not easy to run past this Baker defense, and he did it.
And Rivas with the PAT, and just like that, it's 14-7. And now we've put Neil Diamond to bed, and we've got some life going on this side of the stadium here in Theodore.
Keep him there.
80 yards.
Friday Night Rivals is sponsored by Dr. Pepper with the Coca-Cola Red Zone, the Mobile County Sheriff's Department. Join Team Sheriff today. And Greer's Markets. Greer's got it. We guarantee it.
And Kendrick Abel Jr. just blew right through the Coca-Cola Red Zone. Didn't slow down, didn't get a sip, anything like that. He just kept rolling. And the All-Stater coming into Grambling, as we said, 4.5 GPA, majoring in engineering.
Amazing.
Going to graduate at the end of the first semester here. Been taking nothing but college prep courses. And now he's got his team right back in it.
You know, he's kind of a quiet guy. He's not really the rah-rah team leader. But, man, they all have got so much respect for him, and you can see why. His actions speak a lot louder than his words.
2 plays, 80 yards on that drive. And we've seen some special teams miscues here tonight, and nearly another one there as Pryor dropped it, and now he's still on his feet. He's up to about the 25.
Would we both be a little surprised if suddenly it turns into a shootout?
So Baker will come out here, and Jermaine Pryor.
Wood had 57 yards rushing in the first half for Baker.
Graham pressure from the backside, but he heaves it up. Talking about a shootout here, tried to go to Pryor, but coverage over there. Lucius on the coverage as they had one-on-one, and Graham rolling out to his right. He much would prefer, like most right-handed quarterbacks, to roll out to his right. And launch this one downfield, just a touch.
A little behind him, yeah.
But Baker comes out, takes a shot right after the long touchdown by Abel.
Interesting, right?
Pryor comes in motion. Instead, come over to Tyreek Brown. He's going to pick up the first down up to the 37-yard line, gain of 13.
Yeah, just kind of fit in the zone there. Quarterback, I won't say it was a one-man pattern, but that's where he was looking. Hits Brown easily for the first down.
Yeah, Graham, he's very comfortable in this offense. He makes the right decisions almost every time. And now another run for 12, and another first down up to the 49. And we'll go right back down to Ella.
Thanks, guys. I mean, just a couple minutes ago, you were saying silence, head hung over here. It is the exact opposite now. Everyone is on their feet thanks to that Abel touchdown. I mean, he just ran it. You saw him explode with that ball. And Coach says not only is he explosive on the field, but he is also such a good leader to these kids. All of them congratulating him after he came off the field with that touchdown. Hopefully this gives them a big boost of momentum finishing off this third quarter.
Well, now they're going to have to find some way to stop this run game that suddenly Baker's got going. Another 10 on the ground there for Wood. And now they'll shift Strong to the near side and back to Wood. He cuts it back, and he'll get about 3 on first down here before Burks wraps him up. But they do give you multiple looks pre-snap, a lot of motion and movement trying to
get you guessing wrong.
Yep, get you moving, get your eyes going the wrong direction. And now we got a
cramp situation.
Bobcat down. Hopefully that's the case. That's Hayden Coleman.
Mm-hmm. Like him a lot.
Looks like they're maybe looking at his shoulder. Hopefully just a stinger.
Good size, 6'2", 200.
Had the huge game last week, 15 tackles, 11 solo.
Yeah, just a junior.
Kind of guessing, hopefully that is the case, as Coach Randy Larson went over and came back to the sidelines, and hopefully he'll be back out there in a few plays for this Bobcat defense.
That's not a guy you want sitting on the sidelines long if you're Theodore.
How about it, Ella?
I mean, you're exactly right. That is not a guy that you want on the sidelines. When I was talking to Coach, I asked him to point out some players, offense, defense, who they need. And he said Hayden Coleman was one of those. He's a returning starter. And obviously those 7 returning starters, one of the 7 returning starters, he's an integral part of this team. Definitely hope he's not on the sideline too long.
Yeah, it looks like maybe just been a stinger. McCants takes a little bubble screen. He's going to be a little short of the first down. Going to bring up third down. Preston Moore, another one of the senior linebackers, over there to make the stop. Spanish Fort clawing back in their game down in Foley, 21-17.
Ooh, wow.
Now the Lions with the lead.
Hey, do you feel your oats a little bit if you're Baker here and throw it downfield? No.
Tight formation. They go to Wood, and he is bottled up at the line of scrimmage and driven back. Big Caden McDonald in there. Plug that hole, and now it's going to bring up fourth down.
You're right. They're in a tight formation, and
this would be about a 52-yarder. 4th and 4, they'll keep the offense.
They definitely are hoping to at least
out there,
get a couple on that play. Still 4 to go. More than likely going to throw it here.
Yep, they'll go 2 wide to the top of the screen, and McCants in motion that way as well. Play clock at 15 as they look over to the sideline, and now Tate Graham goes up and gives a little check at the line. Still plenty of time. Play clock just at 7. Give it off, and that is Skylan Wilson, and Wilson's going to pick up the first down.
Wow, haven't seen much of him tonight, but what a play on a crucial 4th down.
And Wilson came in when Wood went out with the cramps.
He made that on his own, Jim. That was not...
Just a sophomore, 5'8", 200.
Made a couple of nice moves inside the hole. Gets the first down. Big play.
1st and 10 at the 35. Now they go back to him, and he's met in the backfield and wrapped up and pulled down. Deshaun Dinkins, the sophomore, able to make the tackle.
Oh, what a sudden burst by Abel has put Theodore, who'd been pretty lifeless since the first drive of the game, really. Puts him right back into the game. Baker trying to answer.
Second and 9. Pryor in motion. They want to come his way, and instead they were trying to get it back off to Tyreek Brown, and that's incomplete. Now it'll bring up a 3rd and 9. 34-3 Gulf Shores over St. Paul's.
Yeah, we were talking with Jack Gilmore from the Senior Bowl. He was a linebacker at St. Paul's a number of years back, and he said that Ham Barnett really liked his team and thought they had good chemistry. Really liked the way they played in week 1, but week 2 not going so well.
Orange Beach leads Monroe County 56-0. Turn and trying to get a little screen around the far side. They get that into the hands of Pryor, and Pryor makes a move inside the 10. 1st and goal. Hornets coming up.
A lot of deception on that play, Jim. Really making it look like all the action was coming to the field side. Throws back to the boundary, and they get another big first down. Watch here.
So it looks like this one might be coming back. However,
ooh, okay. Fakes the handoff going the other way. Well-designed play.
Didn't see the flag, but it's a holding call. Oof.
A holding call on a play that quick.
Got another Bobcat battling cramps. That's Lucius down at the 5. Oof. So you want going to have 1st and goal at the 5. Instead, you're going to have 3rd and about 17, 3rd and 19 from the 25. We'll take a break while they work on Lucius down there. 3rd down coming up, 7.5 to go in the 3rd. Good one here tonight in Theodore on Friday Night Rivals. Oh, 7:37 here in the 3rd. 17-14, 31 total points, 26 total cramping players so far here tonight.
That way.
Yeah.
How about Kendrick Abel now? 10 rushes, 95 yards.
Yeah, that 80-yarder helped.
It's just the math, but he busted out here in the second half.
That's a big holding penalty. Takes away that 1st and goal at the 5. And you're right, it was like just a little quick screen and not a lot of time to hold.
No, you wouldn't think so.
So
instead of the 5, they're at the 35.
Yeah, 3rd and 19. 4 wide. McCants in motion, stepping up, pressure, able to get it off, but incomplete with the pressure coming in. And again, good to see that's Hayden Coleman right back out there. That shoulder was good enough to deliver a blow. And 4th and 19 from the 35. You're really kind of no man's land here.
You really are.
And
yeah, he didn't set his feet, flicked it out there. And that was on the big quarterback.
Look at what Graham has done here tonight. Mississippi Gulf Coast Community College commit. There we go. 4th and 19. Graham steps up, clean pocket, hangs this one up, back of the end zone.
Broken
It's
up.
incomplete.
Yeah. Pretty good play there by Tremaine Bush.
The junior.
Yeah, the cornerback. Got good speed, good ball skills. Watch here.
Nice. The last well thrown ball right at the back of the end zone.
It really was.
So Theodore's defense comes up with the stop, and now suddenly Theodore with the ball back and a chance to take the lead. Just a 2-play drive to open up this third quarter. Is Bush returning starter with a stop there. He's kind of one of those just versatile guys on defense. You can plug him in different spots.
Yeah, plays a little safety, plays a lot of corner.
Back to Abel, and not much doing, just back to the line of scrimmage. We got a flag on the far side of the field.
A lot of those tonight.
And one on the near side as well.
Gee whiz.
False start against the Bobcats, and that'll move them back 5.
If you missed the first half, Theodore had a great opening drive. After that, really nothing at all to write home about. They finally get Abel on track here in the second half with that big run for a touchdown. That's what they like to do, run the ball, but they had just scant success with it tonight aside from that big run.
Play clock inside 5. They get it off, and Abel, nothing doing on that left side. Again, St. Thomas was there. Let's go back on the sideline to Ella.
Yeah, I just had a quick update on Lucius. I went and talked to their athletic trainer. He said it was, in fact, just a cramping. The cramping plague just seems to be getting on Theodore right now. But he is resting, and looks like he'll be going good on the. And it looks like he will be just fine going back on there. But yeah, here we go again.
There's Abel. Looks like battling the same problem.
Yeah. And this is a kid that works out like mad. Really in great shape, but.
So while he stretches out that calf, we'll take another timeout here in Theodore. 17-14 on Friday Night Rivals. Jim Cox, Dan Brennan, Ellis Snap on the sideline, and our great Friday Night Rivals crew here. No one on our crew is cramped up. I'm proud of their hydration efforts all throughout the. You can't just start today though. You know they started.
Oh, no.
You got to do it all week. You know, no cramping up. Our crew doing a great job. As they really do not want Abel to be on the sideline very long. Back to Ella.
Well, Jim, Dan, I was going to say I don't know off the top of my head if we have Theodore anymore this season, but I think next time I'm going to bring some pickle juice with me and then also just have it on hand in case I'm catching this plague as well.
I would rather have cramps than drink pickle juice. I'll be honest with you. Not a fan of the briny vegetables.
I think it's an acquired taste. I think I had it one time at St. Paul's and didn't know that's what I was drinking.
Oh,
I thought it was Gatorade.
What a horrible thing to do to someone.
Oh, they did it to me, or I did it to myself.
Abel comes out for the one play, and they bring Duke Payne.
Abel's well enough to give it a go now.
Yeah. And 3rd and 13, maybe 3rd and 12, halfway through the third quarter. Straight looking to his right now, over the middle, throws it a little behind his receiver, but he's got it complete, and that's a first down to Bam Davis. Gets it up to the 48-yard line. They pick up 15, and on 3rd and 12, they convert and keep the chains moving.
There you go. That's a really big play by the young quarterback and a really good play by the wide receiver. Bam, not the biggest guy, but we've seen him stretch out to make a play earlier tonight. That's good catch.
Pitch to Abel to try to get him to the outside, and he'll cut it back in. Not much room there. Again, St. Thomas crashing down and able to stop him before he could turn vertical.
Jim, the thing about Abel is you've got to bring the same effort every play because he's going to.
Yep.
So he runs the same way every play, and like so far tonight, hasn't had much luck until that long touchdown run. But he is challenging you every play regardless of the result.
Baker showed some pressure, and pressure comes from the junior D lineman Harrison Jefferson. Came in there to make the stop. And now another 3rd and long coming up, and Abel going to have to hobble off to the side. And so they'll have 3rd down without their best offensive player.
Have to rely on the quarterback again. Just converted a 3rd down. See if he can do it again.
Davis has been his favorite target to the bottom of the screen. Instead, they go with the inside handoff, and nothing doing there as they bring in Darius Crawford, a freshman running back. And he is met at the line of scrimmage and nowhere to go. And at their own 49.
Baker's kind of crowded up again. They had one high safety. Otherwise, everybody within 8 yards of the line of scrimmage. They ran against it anyway.
Bobcats going to be forced to punt. Davis, the punter, 9 up on the line of scrimmage.
Wow.
And now everybody moves.
Trying to catch Baker jumping, but what's the call going to be?
Yeah, ball was never snapped. And it's going to go against Theodore. So 4th and 14, still just keep the punting unit on here. Special teams have been kind of all over the place here tonight.
Penalties, we've got a total of 17 right now.
Oof.
Both teams. Yeah, it's been pretty uneven for teams and programs that are usually pretty buttoned up.
Now another one. Theodore gets Baker with too many men on the field and punted. It goes out of bounds at the 34. Just an 18-yard punt.
It's just been really messy here. You're right. Baker did not get all of their players off the field, but I don't know if they're even calling it.
Yeah. Yep. They have the penalty dropped on the far side.
Okay.
So 19 penalties will not make you smile. However, Getting on the McMurphy Orthodontics Smile Cam will, and McMurphy Orthodontics will make you want to smile. Theodore to punt again.
Well, you got to have a team out there to do it.
So now they got the ball. Have to.
Well, okay, so we lost the use of the microphone from the referees earlier, and it's really hampered us in trying to figure out what's going on.
Well, they didn't
penalty to penalty.
So, but they've marked. So the ball went out of bounds, but
beyond the first down.
But they no, I think they were doing the other. They marked 5 yards off at the end of the play. It seems like, which is not what they should do. It should be.
Look where the Baker defense is standing. Now they bring it back.
So Alan Duhan saying too many men on the field against Baker. Well, it's still 4th down, and now they're going to bring their offense back out here. Ella, any clarity?
I really wish I could give you guys that clarity, but I just wanted to tell you guys that everyone down here is just as confused as you guys are. That offense was, watching film, and they were all told to come get back on the field. So looks like they're figuring it out now, but it was not any more clear down here than it was for you guys.
Yeah, they sent the offense out there, and now they get the punt team out there, and now Theodore sneaks someone out there late. And Davis with a low snap bounces back to him. Pressure coming out. He's going to have to take off. And he's going to rugby style kick it. And it's not going to get to the first down marker. Thought for a second he might be able to take off and run
then
up the far side.
The pursuit came up. He had no shot. And
special teams continues to be chaos.
Yeah, not good. I mean, that was. We talk about how many years we've done this, and yet we run into things where we're thinking, is that the most chaotic sequence we've ever seen? That's crazy.
So
Baker's done a great job putting pressure on Theodore in the punt game, but on the, where you can flip that coin and say Theodore's done a horrible job at protecting their punter.
Graham on first down. Gets it on the far side over to Pryor. And now flags at the end of the play because Preston Moore was battling over there with McCants.
Is that where the call came?
Yep, down here at the bottom of the screen. Randy Larson encouraging his sideline here. So maybe these will just be offsetting at the end of that play. Nope.
Still saying you could call holding on every play or a penalty on every play, but tonight they are.
So that's a personal foul, 15 yards, and all of a sudden Baker, after the 8-yard punt, is now at the 30 with 3 minutes to go in the third. Wood in the backfield with Graham. Flip it to him, and Too Hot goes through his hands, and they whistle it incomplete. Theodore was trying to hustle over there in case it was a lateral.
I think it was a forward pass.
It wasn't a flag, though, so that's...
It wasn't a flag.
We'll take the wins where we can get them.
Yeah.
2nd and 10 from the 30.
This game was not a thing of beauty in the first half, but here in the second half, it's just both teams kind of pushing uphill.
Wood will get this one down to the 26 and bring up 3rd down.
Woods had a good game.
Yep. Baker's done that kind of classic move it between the 30s.
They have
a lot here tonight.
Have not been great in the red zone.
So 3rd and 6, and in the backfield, give this one off, trying to make a move and dart forward. Landon Washington.
Okay, the first we've seen of him.
Another freshman. He gets 5, so 4th and 1.
A lot of trust in a freshman down there in the midst of this long drive.
Got a whistle here. I'm not sure. Baker maybe take a timeout.
Nothing from the official to let us know what's going on.
Yeah.
Oh no, another cramp, Jim.
I thought that happened maybe after the play had been, they'd already blown the whistle to send everybody off, but instead it's Jermaine Bush.
Had a big problem with the cramps tonight. I don't remember us having this many in Gulf Shores last week, or did we?
No, and it was hot.
Mm-hmm.
It was certainly hot down there last week.
Enjoyed the trip down to the beach. It was a lot of fun. Team from Mississippi played very well. It really did. It was a safety at the end of the game that kind of put the game away a little bit for Gulf Shores, but they were definitely challenged more than they are this week.
4th. All right, 4th and 1. We'll pause a second here.
Closed captioning for tonight's game is exclusively sponsored by SA Recycling. Cleaner communities, stronger future.
All right, 4th and 1. Graham going to keep it himself, and he's got the first down inside the 15 and into the Coca-Cola red zone. Go the Baker Hornets. And the clock running inside 2 minutes to go here in the 3rd. Theodore jumped out 7-0. Baker scored 17 unanswered, and then Theodore with the only touchdown here in the 3rd quarter. But the Hornets now just 14 yards from the end zone.
That hasn't meant a whole lot tonight. Left a lot of points on the field.
Now a penalty here against Theodore will move him 5 yards closer.
Sloppy.
1st and 5 from the 9. Graham wrapped up and pulled down Fred Patterson, the junior. Wrapped him up and pulled him back, and they'll bring up about 2nd and 5. Inside a minute. Graham with a quick toss to Wood. Wood on the left side. Bowls down close to the 5. He's going to be about a yard short of the first down now. Going to bring about 3rd and 1.
Wood getting a little bit closer and closer to 100 yards on the night. He's had a good evening.
So, well, this one's coming back because there's a flag on the play back to the 19.
Good night.
I didn't even see that flag. So now it's going to be 2nd and 15. How about the penalties down in the red zone for this Baker team tonight here?
Looking at the totals right now.
Inside 30 seconds here in the 3rd.
20 total penalties.
2nd and 15. Graham able to get it out to McCants, and McCants is going to be wrapped up and brought down. Great tackle again there at the 20-yard line as Hayden Coleman brings him down, and that should bring the third period to a close if we can get through the next 9 seconds without a flag.
Well, if there's any penalties during the break, we'll let you know, but 20 penalties through 3 quarters.
All right, through 3, 17-14 Baker on top. They got a 3rd and 14 coming up from the Bobcat 18, and we'll have it to start quarter number 4. Abel went 80 yards, the only scoring play in the 3rd, and it's a 3-point game headed to the 4th. Jim Cox, Dan Brennan, Friday Night Rivals. Ellis Snap on the sideline. Our great Friday Night Rivals crew here tonight at NBC 15. 3rd and 14 from the 18 coming up for the Baker Hornets. A 3-point lead over Theodore. 61st meeting ever between these two teams. Tate Graham, senior quarterback, looks to the end zone. Tipped and intercepted. Tipped up in the air and picked off. Tylen Deuce Beulah has his 2nd interception of Graham tonight in the red zone. And Theodore comes up with another pick. And the junior with 2 here tonight.
You know, it's been crazy, but the red zone has meant very little to any success for Baker.
Kind of thrown off his back foot there, and a lot of red jerseys.
The crowd getting excited with all those offensive linemen on the field, and the ball in the hand of a quick defensive back. But to get him to the ground, Theodore's going to have to, if they want to take the lead, they're going to have to go about 80 yards.
Which they did on the first drive in the second half.
Which they did.
Put it at the 21 officially. Give to Abel, and he'll ramble up ahead for about 3. Just underway here in the 4th. Second and 7. Abel on the right side. Falls ahead across the 25. Going to bring up 3rd down. He's up to about the 26. So third down here coming up.
A lot of players on the field that had to leave the game at one point with cramps.
Yeah.
And they're back out there.
Yeah, more so on the Theodore side, it seems like. Not as many Baker players.
I think you're right.
Cramping up. Third and 5 here for the Bobcats.
Crowd in the box.
Low snap, straight, gives it off, and that timing was thrown off. And coming in, Alex Hawthorne able to go down low as that play was just discombobulated from the get-go. And Hawthorne comes up and gets the low tackle. He was the first one to get hold of Abel by the ankle, and he was not letting go.
Yeah, he needs some help, but he got there. And again, that penetration, they've shown it all night long. It's been a big deal.
Yeah,
Abel with the the 180-yard run, and otherwise not much at all.
A third and 5 gets nothing, and so it's a quick 3 and out. And now here comes the adventurous punt team on.
Exactly.
And Davis gets that one off, and coach is saying next to us that it touched the Baker player, but Theodore just quickly grabbed it, and a 20-yard, I'm going to call it a 22-yard punt, and Baker again will start this drive in Theodore territory.
Friday Night Rivals is sponsored by Mullinax Ford, proud sponsor of tonight's Scholar Athlete of the Week. McMurphy Orthodontics will make you want to smile. And Roof Doctors. Got a sick roof? Call the doctor. Roof Doctors.
Start off this drive quickly out of the backfield. Able to get it off to Pryor, and he steps out of bounds, and he's going to have a Roof Doctors first down. Don't know if they're going to say he stepped out. Actually going to say he stepped out at the 44. Okay. So second and about 5. Oh, now that 2 men in motion, and it's going to make it a second and 10. Tell both receivers start to go in motion here at the bottom of the screen, and then all that brought us was penalty number 22 on the night.
Yeah, it just turned and handed it to a guy who's having a good game now, Gavin Wood.
Canadian Football League, you can do that. Not down here in the lower 50.
We're about as far from Canada as any part of this country.
Oh, second and 10 back at the 48. Graham has some time now, closing in, gets hit as he unloads it, and wide open. Pryor with a touchdown again, 48 yards, no flags. Baker extends their lead.
What a play by the quarterback.
Knew he was going to take a hit, too.
Yes, he did take the hit. Watch again. Kind of a play, where he's improvising a bit.
Blown coverage back there.
Completely blown coverage.
Another ArcelorMittal Calvert touchdown. Apply now at ArcelorMittalCalvertJobs.com.
Not surprised by the work that Jamin Pryor's done tonight, because we knew coming in he was the guy that could unlock a lot of things offensively for this Baker team, and he's done it.
And Baker looking to make it a 10-point lead. And it's good by Morgan. Pryor with another touchdown, his second of the night. And Baker on top 24-14, 9 and change to go on Friday Night Rivals. 48-yard touchdown pass. Tate Graham to Jamie and Pryor. Pryor's second touchdown of the night. And Theodore finds themselves down by 10 here at home with 9:11 to go and about to get the ball back.
Have to be a little more urgent now, T. You get the straight at quarterback's going to have to probably put it on his shoulders a little bit.
Morgan with the short kick at the 11, taken by Davis. And Davis out to about the 30-yard line. Let's go down on the sideline once again. Ella Snapp's got a special guest with her.
Guys, we got Hall of Famer down here, Coach Steve Mask. Coach, tell me what you're seeing from this Theodore team. You know them pretty well.
Well, I think they've hung in there pretty well. Defense has been on the field a long, long time. And unfortunately, they haven't been able to move the ball out on offense. Kendrick had a great run, but I think the depth issues catching up with them. They've just played a lot of snaps on defense. I think when the stats come out, you'll see the disparity in the number of offensive defensive plays.
What do they need to do?
Well, just got to hold on here and try to get a quick score if we can. Give Baker a lot of credit. They've driven the ball all night, but give Theodore 2 big interceptions in the red zone. So I think both teams are good teams. It's just, the turnovers and the fact time of possession is the biggest part of this game.
All right, thank you so much, Coach.
Thank y'all.
Hey, Ella, tell Steve Mask 6 times we've now mentioned his name. He'll know what I mean by that. Tell him the over for his name mentions tonight. He'll appreciate that. Thank you, Ella, down there with Steve Mask. And again, like it's just already, So, boy, nothing going on first down there for Abel. And like you said, you're going to have to at some point start to see a little more sense of urgency.
Yeah, you've really got no choice now. And they're just bottling them up with that penetration from the defensive line.
Straight with time, but nobody open downfield. And now he'll take off for the first time tonight and slides at the 35.
Easy. There's the flag.
That's going to give them a first down.
Yep.
He did the right thing.
Yeah, they
slid feet first.
Baker player came at him, kind of head first. Not necessary. You got him on the ground.
Got 15 yards. Going to move it up near midfield to the 49. And so Theodore with a Roof Doctors first down. Bit of a low snap, straight on the far side, able to get it off and complete. What a catch by Davis, who then slips, but he's going to have another first down up to the 38. Davis with a great job to snag that one down. It looked like that momentarily could have been a pick 6.
I agree with you. Bam Davis comes down with the football. He's done that a lot of times tonight where it wasn't the easiest to catch. He's a good player.
Roll out to the right, straight with pressure coming from the backside. He's able to slip away. And he's going to get it down to about the 33-yard line. Stayed in bounds, so the clock will keep running at 7.5. Both teams with all 3 timeouts. Baker crowd on the far side, still into it. Theodore's crowd trying to get it going behind their Bobcats. Here on this fourth quarter drive, bunch formation to the bottom of the screen. Motion goes Beckham, and they give it inside to Abel, and he's going to pick up about 6. Going to leave him 3rd and a yard.
Can you see the difference in well, you obviously do. I mean, when Abel's got some blocking on the line of scrimmage, he can really
downhill, right?
Yeah, he picks a hole and he goes.
3rd and 1 and a hard count.
First down.
And they get Baker to jump. Now stop the clock. Move the chains 5 yards ahead, and Theodore will have a Roof Doctors. Oh no! Oh, they're going to say. Oh, we're going to say false start.
Really? Wow.
Ooh, thought a hard count got him.
5 yards, third down.
So did I.
So they're back to 3rd and 6. Randy Larson not happy with either the call or the movement up front.
He's standing right at the line of scrimmage. It's,
Yeah,
it's not what he thought he saw.
Hadn't really seen Straight go with a hard count here tonight. Clock back running. Straight pressure coming. Floats it up and tried to go to the big tall receiver Brandon May. And incomplete. And now you got a 4th and 6. Down 2 scores. That penalty, 3rd and 1 to 3rd and 6. 3rd and 1, you're giving it to Abel.
Yep.
Or you're maybe trying something on a shot, knowing on 4th and 1 you're going to give it to Abel if it doesn't work.
That's right.
Instead, now 4th and 6.
Penalties, to say, played a big role in this game, to say the least.
Straight pressure wrapped up, and he's going to be sacked.
I don't think Straight had any.
St. Thomas again in the backfield.
Straight didn't have any shot. Some of the coaches are upset with him holding on to the football, but by the time he just looked up, it was over.
All right, we'll get a heat timeout, and Baker will get the ball back, leading by 10 halfway through the 4th on Friday Night Rivals. Defensive stand by the Baker Hornets. They lead 24-14. Going to get the ball back at the 42 halfway through the 4th. And the Hive smiling over there on the far sidelines. Baker, lots to smile about here tonight. McMurphy Orthodontics happy to help their smiles, make them want to smile. And even that young lady in the Theodore side, she's finding reasons to smile here.
Sure, you know.
Tonight. You're at a high school football game on a Friday night.
Exactly.
Even though it's an hour past her bedtime because of how long this one is gone, right?
They may be about to play Neil Diamond.
Give to Wood on the left side there as we approach the halfway mark in the 3rd. Some other scores to pass along. Foley
in the 4th.
In the 4th, Foley leading Spanish Fort 28-25. 21 apiece in the 4th between Blunt and BC Rain. Fairhope has rallied back. Now they lead Baldwin County 26-21.
Wow.
41-3. Viger on top of Mary G. Daphne leads Carver Montgomery 21-7. Wood breaks it up the far side. He's going to have the first down. He's going to be ridden out of bounds, but it'll be another Roof Doctors first down for Baker. 34-10, your final Gulf Shores over the Saints of St. Paul's. Faith Academy beat Bay St. Louis 35-7. 56-19, Citronelle over Washington County. Jay beat Alberta 56-8. UMS Wright comes back with 13 unanswered to beat Mountain Brook 13-6.
Wow.
We have UMS Wright on TV next Friday night against St. Michael.
Now, Gunnar Rivers, I know he was injured in that ESPN game. I didn't know there was that serious an injury. In fact, that Phillip Rivers was talking about getting him in the second half. They decided he was just too wobbly on that leg. There's too much pain there, but I don't know what kind of damage was done, or if he'll be back for next week's game or not.
I do not either. 2nd and 7. Trying to get an update on that Bayside Jackson game. Give again, and this time Wood can be driven back for a loss of a couple.
Good play by that Theodore defense.
Yeah, Theodore's got to get a stop here.
Troy Burks again.
With 4.5 to go.
More than likely stopping the run here. Maybe. Or does the big quarterback put it in the air?
Each team with all 3 of their timeouts as we get to 4 minutes left. Baker doing a good job running the play clock all the way down inside 5. Motion but Brown, and they snap it at 1. Graham looking, wants to go up top, looking for Pryor, and he threw it over his head. Incomplete, so that stops the clock with 4th down coming up. And they'll send the punt team out. So you stop the clock and going to have to punt this one back. You got a good punter.
And the quarterback Bush was the closest player to that football. And you're right. It would appear that Theodore is about to get the ball back in their hands. Still down 10.
Bennett Morgan booms this one. And a fair catch called for at the 14 by Davis.
Friday Night Rivals is sponsored by ArcelorMittal Calvert. Apply now at ArcelorMittalCalvertJobs.com. SA Recycling, cleaner communities, stronger future. And A&G's Roadkill Cafe in Alberta.
3:51 to go, 10-point lead for Baker. Theodore's got it back. What you say, Ella?
Look, I was right back here with this O-line, this Bobcat O-line, and let me tell you, their coach was telling them, look at the time. It's not over. They cannot take these 3 minutes, what was 5 minutes when he was talking to them. They can't take it for granted because, I mean, this is football. Anything can change in that time, so they cannot let their heads drop now.
Low snap, but straight able to get it off and gets it in the speedy hands of Beckham, and Beckham all the way up to the 40, a gain of 25, and a Roof Doctor's first down.
He can scare you. Beckham is that kind of guy. Slot receiver with a lot of speed. He's also helped out and contributed on defense. Watch him here. He's got that burst.
Up to the 42. Straight over the middle, and he's able to get it. And again, he's got it off to Beckham, and Beckham is going to have another Roof Doctor's first down.
2 slot guys, Bam and Beckham. Neither one very big. Both of them really good.
Three and a half to go. Straight, all kinds of time. Now rolling up, he's going to keep it. He'll just step out of bounds and get maybe back to the line of scrimmage. Good coverage as Baker only rushed 3, dropped 8 back in coverage there.
Yeah, you can tell by the quarterback's reaction that he wasn't pressured, but he didn't see anything wide open, maybe a little bit confused, so he just tries to get what he can, get out of bounds.
Second and 9, incomplete. They want a flag and not going to get it. Going to bring up 3rd down. Trying to go back off to Davis.
Sometimes you'll see a flag on a play like that. A lot of contact right there.
It's on a night like tonight, especially.
Not like tonight. They really missed their chance.
3rd and 9. 3 minutes to go.
Got a total of 24 penalties tonight. Sloppy. Pressure.
Straight over the middle, and it's dropped. Would have been an easy pick. Champion Campbell, returning seniors on there. He might still be running.
Yeah, he's the one that made the big hit on the sideline earlier tonight. Love his name. He is the champion.
So now 4th down, and Theodore's going to take a timeout to talk about it. Coming up at the end of tonight's game, we'll have the player of the game. Brought to you by Dr. Pepper and Coca-Cola, and we'll announce that at the end of the game. I have a hunch, if nothing changes in the next 3 minutes and 7 seconds.
Yes.
Well, I'm not. Well, it's just a tease. I just have a hunch.
We've had some pretty good performances tonight.
Closed captioning for tonight's game is exclusively sponsored by SA Recycling. Cleaner communities, stronger future.
Fourth and 9, 3 minutes and 7 seconds. I wonder if Theodore's maybe talking a little bit here about okay, if we convert, let's get back off the ball. Here's the next 2 plays we're going to run. You know, maybe trying to add a little more. In this huddle.
Probably so. This is the game here. Got to get this play right.
Jaden Straight with Duke Beckham in motion. Low snap again. Straight with backside pressure coming. He's going to be hit and drop back at the 40-yard line.
Again, really nothing he could do, because once he was able to just to his blind side, they just ran a blitz. And
Jackson Williams, the senior, comes in.
Once he realizes that Williams is there, it's too late. He's got all the momentum, all the speed.
So Theodore turns it over on downs again, and they have 2 timeouts left, and now just 2:48. And can the Baker Hornets run out the clock and even the record at 1-1?
Funny the way Coach Scott told us before the game, he really had his team's attention this week. And he said we were telling them the same things we were telling them ahead of the Williamson game.
And all summer, and what they've been talking about all summer.
They said they were just more inclined to listen after being shut out last week. Like, oh, okay, what do you think?
I think just too, they played a lot of players last week. He said, I wanted to get as many kids exposed to what high school football in Alabama on a Friday night really feels like. It's not a jamboree, it's not a scrimmage, but when the lights come on, it's different. It's faster.
He wanted as many players as he could without hurting the team to play against a team like Williamson so they could experience it.
Now, Theodore takes their 2nd timeout.
Surprised they waited so long to do it.
Yeah. So it'll be a 2nd and 8 coming up here with 2:19. Remaining here. Trying to see if we can track down a final on that Foley Spanish Fort game. Big come from behind win for UMS Wright, pitching a shutout in the 2nd half. Now, victory over Mountain Brook in a game that really just 2 teams just needed a game and playing each other.
That's a really, really nice win for UMS Wright. Going up in class and beating a team with a great history like Mountain Brook, and also a Mountain Brook team that put 60 on Hueytown a week before.
I think you just wanted a reason to Drop a Hueytown reference in the game, Dan Brennan. And guess what?
A penalty.
Another huddle here.
Ball start. Offense.
This one against Baker.
Defense.
Make it a second.
Offside's also against. At the same time. Make it 26.
Clock stopped because of the timeout prior to the penalties. So we'll stay at 2nd and 8. Graham gives it off to Wood. Wood bangs ahead. You can see the Theodore players trying to rip the ball free. He'll get up to about the 31. Theodore's going to take their last timeout. Going to be a yard short of the first down.
Yeah, they blew that whistle pretty quick. He was still on his feet, struggling to get to the first down. He is 1 yard short. Theodore now out of timeouts.
Yes, that was their final.
Forward progress stopped at about the 31-yard line. Brings up 3rd down.
We've got the UMS Red Bulldogs next week against St. Michael on the road over in Baldwin County.
3rd down brought to you by Eternal Rest Funeral Home Services.
Minute 58 here. 3rd and about 2. You get a first down here, and that's it.
That's it.
So Graham and the Hornets out here. Quickly they give it off, and Wood is hit at the line of scrimmage. He's driving forward, stopped, can depend on the mark on that far side. I think he's going to have it.
Looked like he was going to have it for sure, and then the play happened, and I guess he pushed ahead with some help from that offensive line.
Yep, Roof Doctor's first down.
There you go.
And that's going to do it. Baker is going to, after that first drive of the game and just the 180-yard quick touchdown play, their defense was lights out tonight here, Dan.
They were great. They have a lot of speed, don't they, Jim? They've got some people who've been around the block a time or two. They have a really solid defensive front. They've got a lot of pieces to have a really good defense, and tonight they played like it. Able to actually go over 100 yards, but he did it with basically one big run of 80. Otherwise, he was neutralized.
We'll have one more snap.
And we talked to Ellis snap.
That'll be it. What a win here tonight, especially the way the first 4 minutes of this game started for Baker. So, yep, not going to have to snap it again. Baker going to get the victory here tonight on the road. Even the record at 1-1. Theodore will fall to 1-1. 2 touchdowns tonight. Jamie and Pryor. Tate tossed 2. As well. And Baker has won 4 in a row in this rivalry. with the Theodore Bobcats.
Had no idea the rivalry went that long. And then the other thing is how Theodore dominated this rivalry for so long.
48-12-1 now. The all-time record. Of course, these teams were in the same region for a long time, in the same classification for a long time. And now Theodore one rung below Baker. All right, we'll have an interview with the victorious Eric Scott and a trophy presentation when we come back here to Theodore. Final score, Baker gets the win on the road 24-14 on Friday Night Rivals.